Welcome once again, weary travelers, to another exciting episode of Arcanarama. I'm Cameron Holt. I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I am joined, as always, by the implausible Arcana crew. Whistle a jaunty tune, Arcana crew.
What's what? Oh, I can't whistle.
What's a jaunty tune, Arcana crew?
Oh, that's probably
I
illegally
didn't know if I
what
was
we can
supposed to
do.
name something.
You can't
Oh,
whistle.
name?
You can't imagine images and you can't whistle.
Normally I can whistle. I have lipstick on, which makes it very hard.
Oh, I
I
haven't
was going to
tried.
say, there's no whimsy.
Also, you want your lips to be a little
Cat will
moist.
show up
and
if you whistle.
Well, before we
She's
begin,
here.
we have some announcements to get through.
I wasn't done with my jaunty tune.
Please.
Later.
I changed my mind.
Well, first I'm going to throw it over to Taylor to tell you some words from our sponsors.
I love peeking a mic. Hello,
Same.
I talk about the sponsors, and our sponsors are as follows. 1, The Gilded Rogue. TheGildedRogue.com is a place where you can buy D&D adjacent merch of all sorts, be it mugs, pants, shirt, pillow, dog
Did you say
collar.
bugs?
I think I said mugs. I was too afraid to say mugs because I can't remember if mugs is on
There's a
there.
mug.
There's mug. There's mug. And also us. We are on there. If you go to thegildedrogue.com/collections/Arcanarama, it's our stuff. So go out there and do this. Yeah, look. The Skelly Boy is wearing one of our very fine sweaters. And that skeleton planted a tree for buying merch. Because when you buy merch, a
With
tree
his
is
own
planted. And they tell you
hands.
all about it. They say, like, this tree helps birds. And then you get to feel good about it. So go to thegildedrogue.com and buy a forest of merch. Our next sponsor is More Fun Comics and Games, who supply us with one of our giveaways, one of our 2 giveaways of every week. They give us these, which you could win. This one feels like I need to grab another one. But it feels empty, right? That's weird.
There might just be a really big guy in there.
Yeah, he might be like perfectly packed in there. But you could win one of these if you're a follower and you don't currently live in Quebec. But More Fun Comics and Games is our like local comic book shop. It's where we buy our paints and our minis and not our dice anymore, but maybe soon. Books, all that stuff. They're great. They have like $400 miniatures of things that I want, but I'll never buy because it's like just like an old school Aquaman that's like this tall. But like, what am I gonna do with that?
Look at it.
Look at it. And that's that sponsor. And and then soon I'm going to be running like a sci-fi type radio show thing. I'll be DMing this little thing I've been writing called Frontier. It's going to be our lovely people here as well as Miranda. And I still don't know how to write copy for this exact portion because like I don't want to say too much, but I don't want to say too little. But yeah, I'm basing it off of like historical things as well as space stuff that I want to kind of mesh and mix. So as we get closer to it, maybe I'll have some copy. But we have some like original music that's being made for their purposes, but they're giving it to us in instrumental form.
They're letting us have it.
Yeah, it's going to be rad. Once I can say who they are when they release their first single, I will, and you'll be able to listen to that music. But that's it for my portion of the stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, check out the links in our About section if you're watching with us live on Twitch, or check out arcanaramashow.com if you're checking out the VOD on YouTube. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to help more people get their eyes on our humble little show. Follow us on social media for more fun clips from the show, as well as announcements on each week's giveaways and any special announcements that may come up. We are at Arcanarama Show everywhere except for TikTok and YouTube, or you can find us at Arcanarama. It's time for a vibe check.
It's a vibe check.
You can check your vibes along with us in the chat by typing !vibe check. And
I think exclamation vibes now as well, right? Yeah, or VC.
Nice.
There are other commands for it.
Neat.
Oh no.
Seems cocked to me. Okay.
It's so not.
Really?
Yeah. I got a 12.
Nice.
I got a 2.
I got a 5.
I got a 14.
Yeah.
Well, let
What
me
does the
do the
chat look
roll.
like? I
Do
can't
the roll
see.
for the channel.
We've got some good vibes in here today.
I have to hide my
Boop,
phone
boop.
away.
Rostone.
I got a nat
20, baby. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. 13 from Rostone.
Oh, we got a
4 from
natural
Helen.
1 as a channel.
Oh,
Very
Oh, rad.
good.
What do we get in the message?
send hearts to Arcanarama. Their vibe check was a 1.
Okay.
Yep. Feels that way.
Young Space Animal rolled a 9. Strick 8 rolled a 13.
Oh.
We also got a nat 20 from Bryce Money 21. And they became temporary ruler of the Feywild.
Oh.
So pay your respects and nobody state your names.
Nice. Yeah.
Hey, young
Tough to
space
do in
animal.
Twitch chat, though.
That's the music that we
Oh,
were
yeah.
talking
What's
about.
up, YSA?
I didn't know if I could say it yet until the single hits.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I'm fighting through some things right now. I think I said it last week. Callan is just me.
Yeah.
Which, again, not again, but I will apologize in advance for those of you who haven't seen the previously on yet this week. If you don't like the sounds of burps,
Yeah, if you don't like the sounds of burps, you have
This
come
is
down
the
the
wrong
wrong
show.
alley of
Yeah.
Twitch.
it's like one of those things where like I made it and then I went back and listened to it and it made me uncomfortable. But I wasn't gonna do it
Yeah,
again.
you turned down a wrong alley. We're all at the end just burping and
Wait,
snapping.
Burps positive challenge.
They're natural.
Yeah, it hurts if you hold them.
With all that out of the way, it's time to begin the next leg of the journey home in tonight's episode of Arcanarama.
Previously on Arcanarama, the Mistwalkers exchanged 2 of their 3 purchased carts for warm clothes for the citizens they rescued from persecution at Chilrun. Splitting the group of escapees, our heroes began making their way south towards Port Dampier in hopes of catching a ferry to Dark Pines along the path back to Waterdeep. In their travels, the party came across a group of Silver State cultists on the verge of becoming bandits due to their lost faith. Among them was a familiar face, Yagra Strongfist, the burly half-orc woman the party had met in the yawning portal so many months past. The Mistwalkers offered gold in exchange for the group's help in protecting the civilians traveling with them. Relieved at the opportunity to avoid the bandit lifestyle, Yagra and her companions agreed. Continuing along the winding path between the dire pines and the glasswood holt, the party was met with another strange encounter in the night, as a group of nude humanoids adorned with wooden animal helmets pranced and grazed nearby their camp. Taking advantage of the distraction, one of Yagra's less trustworthy companions robbed my family's cart and escaped into the snowy night. Yagra gave her word that she would find and punish the deviant, giving Silas a magical ring as assurance that she would meet him in Dark Pines with the stolen goods. After parting ways with the former cultists, our traveling party finally arrived in the first settlement in our travels, Port Dampier. After purchasing tickets to board the Steelheart Ferry the next day, the Mistwalkers visited an oddities shop that was true to its name, and found themselves retiring to the overly suspicious Red Herring Tavern. Will the Mistwalkers make their date with the ferry? Will the ferry arrive at its destination in Dark Pines? What dangers await on the sea between cities? Find out right now. Oh, goodness me. On Arcanarama. I'm so sorry.
All right, we pick up, as is ever the case, right where we left off. The Mistwalkers find themselves having a midday lunch of salted and pickled fish within the Red Herring Tavern. Since you've got roughly 24 hours in Port Dampier before the Steelheart Ferry arrives, which means we have some downtime. So if there's anything that you guys have been working on, that you'd like to continue rolling for, or any shopping or exploring that you'd like to get done in town. We'll do a bit of a montage and then stop to play out any interesting happenings. So, does anybody have anything that they would like to accomplish?
What did I get from the oddities place?
You got a lantern.
A lantern. Okay, I need to add that
That
to my.
never goes when it's lit. It doesn't go out or something.
Yeah, it's a lantern that always stays lit. It doesn't need fuel. And if you listen to it at nighttime, you can hear the cawing of corvids.
Bird lamp.
Mhm.
Okay.
Bird lamp.
Bird lamp.
Bird lamp. Okay.
Just a few more of those. Right on track.
That's what you always say,
Anything
man.
else?
Um,
Control.
I mean, do
We
we?
saw a few shops when we walked through town. I know we hit up oddities already.
Yeah, really only the one shop in Port Dampier. It's not a huge, it's not like city level. It's more of like a small town trading post kind of thing. But there's Oswic's Oddities, the Red Herring Tavern, and the Salted Snail, which are like the two restaurants in town. Restaurant hotels.
Right.
Well, we have a couple hours if we wanted to maybe separate and do kind of our own thing, or if we wanted to explore together.
I mean, I don't really have any solid plans. We can do whatever you feel like doing.
Did you have something you were trying to do?
No, I was just going to try to, buddy up to wherever he is currently. It's kind of dark in here, I imagine. He's tucked away underneath his table or something, but I wouldn't mind seeing if I can be closer with my
Yeah.
friendo.
Absolutely, if you want to take some time throughout the day or night.
Is the oddities shop the only like store?
There's a like basic general store.
I have to roll a 17.
Yeah, I'll head to the general store.
All right. Silas, as you're working on your camaraderie with the shadow,
Okay.
what is your DC for this roll?
It's 17 now. I'm just trying to... Yeah. Maybe just like walking around, like looking at, as the day goes by, looking at different shadow schemes and like throwing him underneath certain things.
Yeah.
The way you would train
Yeah,
Peter
playing-
Pan shadow. I
Playing with
guess.
like splitting up between like dappled light,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Is that what that's called when it's like coming through the trees?
Mhm. Yeah. There's another word for it you use on set, like a gobo. Is that what you'd use to make it look like that? Wait, okay. I just really want to roll a 17. I don't want this to go out anymore. No. It don't happen. These last three are ridiculously hard.
It's actually kind of challenging to find your shadow within this space, which is an odd sentence to speak aloud. But yeah, it's like he actually make an insight check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't actually come across your shadow again until Alma exits the Red Herring Tavern in search of the general store.
Oh, I have a question for him before I leave.
Go for it.
Can I borrow some money?
You're asking me.
I only have 2 gold.
I mean, yeah. How much do you need?
I don't know, like 10 gold?
I'll hand over 30. Don't spend it all in one place. That's for the whole day.
And then I go to the store.
Money, please.
Yeah, you find yourself within a shop just labeled general store.
Great.
There is a half-orcish woman behind the counter. As you step in. Welcome. What can I do for you?
Hi there. I just need a couple of things. I'm looking for some incense, some candles, preferably like white if I can. I think that's pretty much it. And some just empty jars if you have them.
Yes. So you said incense. What was the second thing? Candles.
White candles.
Gotcha. Stuff. Okay. Yeah. Altogether, that comes out to about 5 silver.
I'm not giving back the gold. So I need to remove a gold.
Those are like nice candles too.
Sick, dude. Love a good candle.
How many candles did I end up with?
For 5 silver, in addition to your other items, probably 4 solid candlesticks.
Okay. Awesome. And then I think I would like to just kind of wander about town and see if I can pick up anything like locals are saying as they're walking around. I'm just kind of walking and observing.
Yeah, make a perception check. Cholula, what are you up to?
I think Cholula is probably gonna... I'm gonna go out and like forage a little bit, just because I've never been to this area, and see what
like
kind
outside of town.
Yeah, just like around. See what kind of plants and edible things grow around here. Gather some stuff if there is anything cool, and then I'll probably just chill, relax, and kind of like ruminate on everything that's happened, like with the stake and what that means.
Absolutely. Make a survival check.
Okay.
Do some foraging. Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Just I don't know, what kind of climate are we still in, like real cold, or have we moved a little bit out of that?
You've moved a little bit out of it. You're kind of like right at the cusp of like where fall becomes winter. Though it is still early autumn, it is still pretty chilly in this northern reaches of Windfell.
Yeah. So.
But it's kind of like a pine forest, so probably lots of mushrooms and things of that nature.
Yeah, probably mushrooms, any kind of like berries, kind of like end of the season ripe berries, or
Root veg.
herbs, things like that. Whatever
sure.
I can find.
Yeah.
What'd you get? 16.
16. Nice. You managed to find 5 wild tubers. Which, if I'm not mistaken, are kind of like in a potato family, right?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, you find like some purple ones and some kind of like...
Depends on if they're VTubers or not.
Very good.
Okay. If there was a corner in this tavern, I would stand in it.
And while you're out, Cholula, can I have you roll a D100? But I'm going to have you roll it in our friend here. I'll give the good Robbie some time to get things in order.
The good Robbie.
Oh, good Robbie.
Good Robbie.
Good, Robbie.
Good Robbie, please bring the wine.
I'm going to go ahead and state aloud now, once I just horribly rub my shirt all over this microphone.
Listen to my chest.
I'm going to say there is this close to town, you don't go too far out, but there's still about a 10% chance of some shit going sideways.
Okay.
So don't roll less than a 10.
Okay, sure.
Are you
Let
within
me
like...
actually, because it doesn't matter for our audience, I'm going to turn this so that I can see your roll as well.
Okay.
You hear that,
Everybody
audience?
look.
You're all right.
70?
78.
Ooh.
You have no issues.
Back.
Yeah.
You have no issues
Thank
as you are going out and about. You actually meet a couple of other foragers who are out, and they give you some tips on where to find some good shrooms and things. You find the tubers. You also find... Oh man, I should know this from TikTok, but I forget the name. It's like Chicken of the Woods. Is that what it's called? You find 3 like meals worth of Chicken of the Woods.
Nice.
Meat
to some-
shroom.
Hopeful travelers, passersby.
That's great, because I hear most of the time mushroom foragers will not reveal their locations.
It's true. I don't think that's true.
How much,
I've heard this. It's
how
true.
much
really?
time
Yeah.
were we spending down?
Sorry?
How much downtime was there? How much time?
We have,
was
like-
there?
So that was the first day, and then you've got overnight, and then you've got until 2 p.m. the next day.
Okay.
So, as you find your rest within the Red Herring Tavern, I believe you got rooms there.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. Those of you following along with VODs on YouTube, leave a comment. Or let us know in chat, honestly, on Twitch, because
I don't remember getting rooms.
If we didn't, it was heading in that direction.
Yeah, because I think we were playing along with the theme of the restaurant. That's all I remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going potty.
Yes, you were.
Okay.
oh yeah, in
So
the real
I-
life.
Because I was sitting here like, no, we did that. I wouldn't know. I wasn't here.
With the
So,
bathroom in character.
Yeah.
if there's anything that you guys would like to do specifically in the evening before bed, or we can move on to the next day.
I do have a thing.
Yeah.
You go first.
I was gonna also swing by the general store and see if I could get like a set of like leatherworking tools,
Absolutely, you can do that.
and like I would like to learn how to be good with them.
Okay. Interesting. That would be.
Wetty, stinky. I'm so tired.
I know.
Did you know that?
I know.
Did you know I was tired?
Yeah. You
Okay.
told me about it.
I did.
Let's see. That would be definitely in tools. Leatherworker's tools. Couldn't find it because leatherworker is apparently one word. It costs you 5 gold
Okay.
for a set of leatherworker's tools, which includes some stuff.
Cool.
I think if she adds it, she can see it on her end.
I mean, you
Maybe.
can try, but there's nothing written in there.
Really?
It's just like it contains a series of tools for working with leather. That's what I got, at least.
Hey, all these people.
I'll do some
I
research.
can't even Google it.
Because I
Yeah,
love to
you get
have
some nice-
sets of tools like that and then find other ways to use
Yeah,
those
exactly.
tools.
There's that
There's,
little
um,
rolly sharp thing. It's like a pizza cutter.
Yeah, there's also these kind of like curved chisels almost that are for like beveling and doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll learn as you learn. So if you would like to use your downtime the next day to start a new little guy, which
New hobbies.
because we do have some new viewers, and hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We have a system here for learning new skills or potentially gaining a proficiency or like learning a language or any of that kind of stuff. Basically, because there are 10 days in a week, you can make 10 little bubbles, and anytime you have downtime, you can spend some time trying to learn your thing, and you make a roll. There's a starting DC for learning for learning leatherworking tools on your own without a teacher and just kind of going for it. Because I imagine, well, no, I mean, would you want to buy some leather as well? Or are you going to attempt to learn tanning too?
I figured, I guess I would have to learn that. I was just thinking with the as many things that I have butchered that I
Oh, you're-
probably send off the leather to.
Yeah, you're very comfortable with skinning
Yeah.
creatures and preparing meals. Not so much with the process that goes into curing the leather
Yeah.
and making it workable. That would
Yeah.
be something you'd have to learn.
Okay.
But you are in a town with a general store. You could just buy some rolls of leather if you wanted to practice.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, and then next time we find some magical deer by a magical creek, I'll kill it, and then I'll try to do it from scratch.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so if you just want to mark off a gold piece per roll of practice leather,
Yeah.
you can get as much as you want.
Okay.
You got a bag of holding. You can carry a lot of shit.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so basically there will be a starting DC, which for the leatherworking tools will be, we'll start at an 11, and these will be dexterity checks. Well,
Okay.
let's start with intelligence to kind of get, no, I'd say dexterity for sure. Because if you've got pre-cured leather, it doesn't take much of a brain to start, like working with it, figuring out how that goes.
Okay, starting at what?
11.
Okay.
And these will just be base dexterity checks.
Okay.
So, on a success, you gain 1 success of your 10, and the DC goes up by 1. On a natural 20, that's 2 successes, and the DC still goes up by 1. On a natural 1, it's no successes, and the DC still goes up.
All right.
So if you would like to go ahead and make a dexterity check for your first day learning leatherworking.
Yeah. I got 3 pieces of leather.
Leather.
All right, dexterity. Let's fucking go.
Leather. It's leather.
That is 21.
Yo.
Nice. That is 1 success. Your DC goes from, I said 11, correct?
Yes.
To 12.
So good luck hitting that.
Yeah, the idea here is that it gets increasingly more difficult towards the end. In some cases where you kind of have to roll a nat 20 depending on what it is you're
I have to roll 17, and my plus is persuasion, which is 0. So I have to roll 17, 18, 19, and 20 to get, or I think just a 19.
Man,
I feel like it took me almost this entire game so far to get my strength up to a +1 from +0.
Yeah.
Speaking of, could I have a conversation with this one before the night is up?
I'll leave that up to Alma.
Yeah.
Because Alma, you said you
Is it
had
about
some
the money?
business to attend to.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
it'll be like right before I go to bed.
Oh, okay. The night before.
Before we leave.
You'll be leaving at two bells in the afternoon.
The next day,
Right.
this coming day.
So the night before.
Yes.
We're on day 2.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't realize we started day 2 already.
Well, your second roll, because your first downtime was foraging.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I see.
So,
night
but
before.
we're jumping around here. So,
Yeah.
Alma, if you have something you'd like to do the night before.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take those candles that I burnt. Do we have our own rooms? It doesn't matter, but
I think you got 2 rooms. And I think you're sharing with Silas.
okay. That he's used to me doing weird shit.
Unless you'd
so
like
it's
to
fine.
buy your own room. I think it was 5 silver for a night.
I just got this money. He's used to this garbage. It's gonna be fine. So I'm gonna take the candles that I just bought and the jars. I'm gonna fill each of the jars. I'm imagining like kind of herbal incense, like loose kind of potpourri.
Sure.
And I just put some of it in each of the jars and I light it. So that's slowly smoldering.
Okay.
And I light the candles, and I am praying basically to my diva. And I'm kind of just doing that like in my head. But I'm praying to my diva for help in finding these shards. Any help that they can give.
What does that sound like? in
What do I
Alma's head?
say?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, again, this doesn't have to be, verbally. But
Right. Hey. It's been a second. You told me some really concerning things when I was hanging out. Right before I came back. You probably remember. I'm really trying, but I don't know how to find what you want me to find. And you kind of made it sound like the world was at stake, so I'd really like to figure this out, but I need some help or just a pointer or advice, or what does it look like? Or anything will do if you could. Thank you.
Make a religion check.
Is this out loud? Or is this brain off?
I'd say thank you out loud.
It's like Silas is about to light a candle.
It's cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
12.
12. Not terrible. You kind of sit and wait, breathing in the smell of the incense and the scented candles as well, which luckily complement one another. And the candles burn down, not by much. No response comes that night.
in the morning, because I left those things just burning on my side table.
You just left candles burning all night?
That's what people used to do that.
That's what people used to do, okay?
That's fucking Italian!
Back in the olden days, you just used to leave them, okay? And it was fine.
No, yeah, that's fair.
It's gonna be fine.
Sure. There were there were a lot of house fires back in the day.
But there wasn't.
No, but there was. though.
Fine.
Oh, there totally was. They call them like the fires of the place.
But not today. There wasn't.
Just roll a quick D100. There's a 10% chance that something catches.
10? Come on.
That's pretty low.
88. It was fine.
Cows knock over lanterns far
year.
more
Do
often.
I look like a cow? Answer carefully.
You don't. You look gorgeous and you're glowing.
Thank you. I have freckles.
You leave the candles burning throughout the night. Your sleep is peaceful and restful. All of your sleeps are peaceful and restful. You awaken the next day. Jalul is off to the general store to purchase some goods and learn how to use them. What is everybody else up to on day 2 of leading up to the Steelheart's arrival?
Just something.
I just I put out the candles and the incense, and I just start stuffing things back in my bag, like kind of mad.
Okay.
Hey, everything okay? I heard you, say thank you last night loudly.
Oh, right. I was trying to get some information about what exactly a shard is and how to find it.
And you got it.
I got a fat load of nothing.
Oh.
So
No,
that happens.
I mean, what did you try doing? Were you praying?
Yes. Maybe. I don't really know how to do that, so I kind of just talk and hope for the best.
Well, that's what most of them do.
Are there rules? Are there rules?
I mean, someone once told me before they died that maybe try not to, tell something what you want and maybe kind of feel it a bit more. That was you, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, you said that to me.
Let's focus on feelings. It's
Yeah.
really hard to focus on your feelings when, like, you feel like the world is gonna explode or something and you don't know when or how or why. Feelings, though. Yeah. I will focus on my feelings.
No, for sure. I was actually going to bother you a bit about a few of my own, if you don't mind. My friend doesn't seem to enjoy your company as much anymore, and I find that to be troubling. I'm trying to build a rapport, and he's been a bit absent in your presence, I should say.
You notice as Silas kind of motions behind him, you've packed up your candles, but Silas, yours is still burning, and you don't currently have a shadow.
It's not a problem as much as, strategically. Like, I kind of base a lot of my safety and our safety on him.
Right.
I just want to know that he's in a good headspace. If you can hear me. No? Okay.
So, yeah, that's fine. I can just stay like 100 feet away from you at all
No,
times.
it's not. I wanted to know if maybe you wanted to help me get to the bottom of it, seeing as though you were the one who brought me into realizing what kind of power I can wield. I wondered if you wanted to help me figure out.
Right, I do have a theory.
Okay.
I am bathed in radiant light, which could be a problem
Oh,
for him.
I
I mean, just kind of, I'm glowing right now.
yeah, you are. You think that would be? Am I the opposite of radiant light?
I mean, he is for sure.
Okay, good.
Like you don't seem like repelled or repulsed any more than normal.
No, not usually. Bathe more. No, yeah, I'll discuss it with him then. Maybe I'll just see if he's got an issue with certain type of light sources. about.
Right. I mean, it may sort itself out the longer that I'm here.
Could I try to include him in the conversation in some way?
Make a
Could I try
persuasion
to
check.
like move quickly to see if I leave him behind?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Still 0. I don't know why I had to check.
Just in case.
17.
Ooh.
That's what I should have got earlier. Mother.
There's a weird sensation that Alma, you haven't experienced in quite some time, and that is seeing a shadow kind of move across the doorway and onto the wall. But what you're used to is kind of seeing that out of the corner of your eye and then glancing toward it, and there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
In this instance, you look, and Silas's shadow just has kind of returned and is standing in your image behind you.
Hey, is there something we should be talking about? I'm talking. Is there something I should know? Something. It's ever since my daughter has returned. It's been a bit odd. So give me a sign. That's literally all you can do. So is there anything that I should know?
Make one more persuasion.
12.
It just kind of like raises a thumb to the side.
What the fuck does that mean? This. What is this? All chill? It's not really. We're gonna be good when it comes to fighting?
Silas, be nice. He doesn't have a mouth.
Alright. Is there anything you need?
I can, like, wear a hood more.
Does that sound good? Okay.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out our podcast. Okay. It feels yeah. As long as we're good, I think it'd be kind of odd to be at odds with you again.
It kind of like mimes laughing and like slaps its knee.
All right. As long as I can depend on you, you can depend on me, right? Okay. That's all then. If you wanted to get breakfast or something.
Right? So leave the hood up.
If you see him, maybe.
Right? He's your shadow. So yeah, that's actually, I forget, that doesn't always mean that it's attached to you.
Yeah, no, he's kind of the opposite. It's weird to get used to.
Right.
Things you used to think out of the corner of your eye are actually there, and it's him.
I mean, in fairness, it's way better than the things I used to think I was seeing out of the corner of my eye, so like...
Yeah, but, yeah. Does he look... I think we've discussed this before. Does he look like the younger version of me? Like, it's hard to tell because he's a silhouette. But
He's a little more lithe.
Okay.
Make an insight check. Actually.
Okay. I feel like it was something maybe I said in flavor, but I don't know if it was ever...
Like, if you stand to the side, is there a beer gut or no?
Yeah, that's a barrel.
Has he
okay?
gone through the outfit changes, or is he still in the classic?
Classic Silas.
That's up to Sam. That's 22.
Well, now
22.
he's kind of an amorphous kind of thing I've done, isn't he?
Yeah,
So
like the darkest Gordon's fisherman.
you said 22.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's wearing clearly the same clothing as you. You can tell from the shape of the fabric and the folds.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a bit more slenderness. Facial hair seems to be the same. Hair style seems to be relatively the same, a little more wild. But then this thought kind of occurs to you, which is that you've been spending time getting to know this shadow of yours. And the assumption there has always been it is a reflection of you. But then you kind of stop to consider, what if it's not necessarily a reflection of you? What if it is filling that space but particularly in the heat of battle, especially recently, you've felt it take on different shapes, not confined to that space. And it makes you wonder what the true form of this entity really is. Is it an extension of yourself? Is it related to you at all? Or is it just stuck to you? And you're just kind of left pondering that, kind of in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I'll just like hang back, looking back at the room, and just like close the door and just leave him in there for a sec.
Yeah.
What does he look like when I'm not around?
Great question. If you think of a way to find out, let me know.
I think about that all the time of my own shadow. It's a nightmare.
I'm gonna order breakfast. I'll order a plate for Cholula and see if she pops back in.
Yeah,
In time.
Cholula's probably not out for too long, and most of your kind of practice can just be done at a table within the tavern. I'd say learning leatherwork is a shady enough endeavor in a dark space.
Oh, right.
You think they
Just
put more
making
lights in this
strips.
place or something? Are you really doing the character thing? What do they do for breakfast? It can't be fish. It can't be.
It might
It's
be
probably
fish.
fish.
I goggled candle wax last night because I could smell my own breath. Yeah, well, that's a really bad way to put it. But my breath is horrid since we've eaten pickled fish every day.
That'll happen.
At this point, your food comes out that you ordered. If you want to mark off,
Is it fish?
if you want to mark off a gold piece, it is seems to be some type of scrambled egg that's seasoned and topped with salmon roe.
It's a little bit of fish.
I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's better than pickled. I don't know what it is. Every restaurant we go to is nice. The food's great, but there's something. It's like I can't breathe or my lips go to chap. Like it's...
Right. Right. See, that's why we have to reopen the tavern.
Yeah.
So we can eat normal food again.
Yeah. We had stable humidity, good food. It was nice.
Sometimes music.
There was a ghost. It was all good.
But hey, if you can't hear or see the ghost,
I worry about the ghost.
is there a ghost? If the building collapses,
Is
the
there a
ghost still there?
I imagine it's just...
These are questions we won't have to answer. Isn't that nice?
Make
a persuasion
all of
check.
all of you having this conversation, make a history check. Because this was several months past, a lifetime for some of you. Haha, because you died.
That's a natural 20.
That's a natural one.
Big natural 20.
I got a 9.
What'd you get?
9.
No,
Not one.
not one.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Small
Both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got a
Alma,
10.
you
I know.
it feels like so much longer ago for you because time was so nebulous when you were away.
On your death holiday.
Cholula, you hear not even the name, but just the mention of the feast and fountain, and it drudges up feelings that you'd rather not experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just kind of push it down and try not to ruminate on it too much. Silas, however, you recall there was a spirit present in the feast and fountain, but it seemed that when you reopened, like essentially after the grand opening, there was much less activity. And you got the sense, because I think you guys did some digging and found out who the spirit was, correct? Did I imagine that?
Maybe I remember it writing like open on something, right? Was that this one?
Yeah, I think you came to the sense that it was like a former owner of the place
Right.
who wanted to see it reopened, and in doing so, maybe
Set it free.
maybe you set it free. But now that it's been destroyed, does that rip it back from the other side? That's a great question, and we'll have to find out when we get there.
Closed is one thing. You just become, non-corporeal, but torn down is this horrible beast made out of stones. I'm excited. That's the whole campaign for me now.
That
Sounds-
goes.
Throw all
So
your notes
ghost.
about shards out the window. It's restaurant ghost.
Hey, we can save that for campaign 2.
Restaurant ghost. Food lion.
You eat your weird fishy eggs for breakfast, and they're fine.
Is it
You could have sold that for us a little bit more.
I never said this place was good. The only things I've said since you got here was dark, lots of corners, pickled fish.
So all these mysterious characters in here are either people like us who are playing into the mysterious look of this place, who don't mind bad food, or they're all just chilling, smoking pipes in this place and not ordering food.
Can I look over?
They
I
could
want to
just
look
be
like
drinking.
2 tables away. Who's over there?
You can't really make out. It's definitely a humanoid figure. You can't make out any sort of like origin or background for them because they have a hood pulled up and they're facing away from you. And they're currently sitting, kind of fingers interlaced, over a plate of food untouched.
And they're the only person there.
The only
Like
place.
at the table.
Yeah.
All 3 of us, or just you?
I'm just gonna.
Okay, yeah.
I'll wave you over if it's worth it.
Right, yeah. Stay in character. Don't forget.
I put my hood up. I'm still glowing. I'm gonna go. I like pull out the chair real hard and kind of sit back in it. Hey there.
Shh, she's trying to work.
As you sit and they kind of like turn to acknowledge this person who's just slammed themselves down in their space, you see a half-elven man who's got quite a scar from the left corner of the mouth that just kind of squiggles up like towards the back of the cheekbone. Very icy, kind of piercing blue eyes, just like one strand of black hair peering down from the hood as they turn to look at you. Not one strand, like a clump, I would say. It's the word for that. Not like a single piece of hair, but you know what I'm talking about.
Is that
lock of
Armstrong
hair.
from Full Metal Alchemist?
There's a large curled mustache. He flexes his coat
It's
off.
me!
Edward Elric.
He turns and looks at you.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Good start.
With
What's like actually good here? Because we've been here a few days, and I've got to say this place isn't worth the food.
yeah, well, you're right there. Not much.
He kind of like spits in like a mug that he had nearby.
Is he chewing?
No, he like hawks a loogie and spits it in there.
Sour juice.
Some cedar gets to me.
Same. And I try to hawk a loogie like to the floor. I don't even care.
Do you say that out loud? I don't even care.
Literally.
Where you headed from here?
Places. You.
I don't know. Maybe nowhere.
Maybe upstairs.
Alone.
Could make it 2 of us, eh?
Hello. Can I hear any of this?
I mean, you guys are 2 tables over. You can, yeah, with your passive perceptions easily, and you're probably actively listening.
It was like a cough, but also clearly like, what?
I will. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just swallow that comment,
Okay.
and I'm gonna lean forward.
So he leans forward too.
I put a hand on his wrist. So what's really the deal with this place?
Well, don't know when it's rightly my place to say. Food's food. Drinks like piss, but gets the job done. Better than that salted snail across the street anyway. Too bright in there. Lots of colours.
Do you just like it dark?
Yeah, who
Or-
doesn't?
Any reason?
Easy for business.
How'd you get a scar?
Oh, this?
Uh-huh.
On the roads. Used to play mercenary. Protector of caravans. There's monsters out there. In those woods. Big. Alabaster scales. Eat a man in one bite. Seen it. I got this from a tree branch as I was running away. Ran straight through it. So, we'll say we take this up to my room, eh?
No, I'm sorry. That was really pathetic, actually. And I'm gonna go back to my table.
Make an intimidation check.
Silas is just just staring down.
15.
He quietly turns. You swear, you see just like a single tear welling up as he pulls his hood even further and turns his back to you, and then like instinctively takes a sip from his drink and then like spits it back in, remembering what he's done.
Good.
What
You
did you
rejoin your
learn
table.
about yourself?
I think the people here are just kind of sad. I think that's the answer here.
Oh.
I don't think it's that mysterious. I think it's kind of just a place where people come to
Be alone
be
and
sad.
not cry.
I'm just kind of.
No, I think that guy's crying. I'm just
Well,
gonna
he
point.
ain't that,
He like at this point he's like stood up and pulled a scarf around his neck up over the bottom part of his face, so he's like fully covered, and just like pulls his coat tight and leaves. Cholula, with your passive perception, you just hear the faintest whimpers of just like
Was he the only one in the place?
this morning, yeah.
That's something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he paid. What else did we have to do?
Get on a boat.
Get on a boat. That sounds good. We had something with our cart, didn't we?
We're taking it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was arranged.
Okay. Right. Yes.
Oh, right. We paid extra.
To have it brought back.
Yeah, they'll be bringing it from the stables and loading it onto the ferry.
Right. Okay. If that's everything, it's still morning though. I could go by the curios again. See if I get anything else but flowers.
The oddities?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Curios or whatever it was called. Osmond's oddities.
We can go to the creepy place.
I just want to see if there's something. I liked the vibe. I just didn't like what I got. You know what I mean? It was flowers, and he was like, "Look, they're flowers." I was like, "Yeah, I know.
Sometimes that's odd in itself.
I know.
Probably keep, looking around.
I know. I just didn't want to rush anyone, and you seemed so excited with what you had.
Sure.
It's cool.
Let's go to the creepy oddity shop.
I mean, or we can go to the bright snail place or whatever.
I think it's just another tavern.
Oh,
So you head back to the oddity shop.
yes.
Once again, just a small building made of wood, sandwiched between a shipwright's building and a local magister's office. This narrow wooden storefront that's simply labeled oddities. And stepping inside, it is incredibly crowded, just 2 rows that go back maybe like 70, 80 feet. It's very deep. And just filled with trinkets and odds and ends and oddities, as it were. And still there, at the far end, seated behind a small desk, is the hunched, bald, and pale, almost overly elven figure with sunken eyes and slightly pointed teeth that are spaced out just a little too far.
I'm just gonna look around, just for a bit. You don't have the backstory, anything. Okay.
Yes, welcome back.
We just couldn't stay away.
Waving the like overly long fingers. Please have a look around.
Yep.
Let me know if there's anything you'd like to know more about.
That's literally what I just said. And then I'm just gonna like look at some of the shelves.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a D100.
Alright.
Okay.
Anyone who's curious.
73.
73. I'm just going to go in the order of whoever speaks.
75.
Nice.
44.
44. All right. Keep your number in mind, Kitty. I'm going to forget
Okay.
that one.
It's
73.
right here in my
75.
brain.
Silas, you find a small, well, slightly like beer bottle sized glass bottle. It's a little clouded and matte white with a lid sculpted to look like a goat's head.
Yeah, what's this then?
An interesting find. That, my friend, is a canopic jar. Are you familiar?
I feel like I've heard the word canopic before.
Well, in some cultures, I'm told, mostly across the seas in Vasica, where this piece comes from, certain beings, after death, of course, will have their organs removed and interred in jars to be buried along with them. I've not opened that one myself to find out what's inside, nor am I sure what the goat symbolizes. Perhaps some sort of old primordial deity or something of that nature.
Or a goat.
Right, yeah.
Potentially. But why would one mummify a goat?
Maybe it was their favorite goat.
Maybe it was.
So you don't know its use,
No.
but it's on a shelf in a store.
Well, it's odd, isn't it?
It, I think the concept is odd, yes. But I mean, if you don't know its use, you could easily put a goat's head on a jar and fill it with an odd material and say,
What
"Isn't
use
that?"
do you have for most odds and ends? Many are just looking for trinkets to put on display around their homes. Add to collections like my own.
Knickknacks.
Yeah, I guess. It's
But there are certain uses unknown for many items as well. Perhaps you just need to spend some time with it.
Goat jar. Goat jar.
You want me to do the
Goat
jar?
jar.
I was thinking there was flowers here before. Did that sell?
No, they are still around. Burial flowers, still fresh.
Still fresh, then, aren't they?
You can put the flowers in the goat jar.
As this strange, like genderless creature points, you follow the point to the flowers, which are still not within a vase or vase, just kind of sitting loose on a shelf with a wrapping around them, still in the same condition they were the day before.
As I said, they shall never wilt.
I'll take both or something. I don't know. Sure. Yeah.
Both? Excellent.
Yes, both of them.
Wonderful. Well, for the pair, I'll give you a special price.
Okay.
2 gold pieces.
2 gold. Here it is. And I like drop it and like immediately pull my hand away. Oh.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Did you guys find anything? Did you? I don't know where they went.
75, Cholula. It's impossible to lose them because it is a straight line. 75 was for Alna, correct? It's impossible to lose them because this, again, the shop is just one row. It is a straight line, entrance to exit.
There's no like tuckaways.
Alma, you find a single high-heeled shoe made fully from iron.
Good musical cue there.
Like a discover here. Is it heavy?
It is, yeah.
There's not a foot in it.
I think you would have mentioned that.
My brain was like, make an investigation check. You can
little
just,
tiny
you,
foot
you
in
can
the
just
bottom.
look inside. It's empty.
There's just one.
Again, this shop is filled with shit, so like if there's something that doesn't really interest you, you can put it back and look for something else if you'd like.
No, I'm.
But if you'd like to, we can also get down to the nitty-gritty of every single item in here and what its vibe is. I'm game for whatever you guys want.
I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
An excellent choice. Would you like to know more about this item before you procure it for yourself, or would you like to do the learning on your own?
But is there more to know?
Well, there's always a story behind every item.
Okay, let's go with it.
This, an iron shoe. Have you heard of bronze? It's where people take mementos from their lives.
And they bronze it.
They cast them in bronze, yes.
Okay.
As a way of saving a memory, something that might go bad. In this particular heel's instance, I'm told it was the shoe of a beautiful woman that had gone on a date with a man. I assume you've heard the fairy tale of Cinderella
Okay.
that exists within this universe.
Oh, the woman who was covered in cinders.
Yes, a similar story,
Okay.
That should
but
be
without
sweet.
the house fire.
Oh, yeah, those are so easy to come by.
In
Huh?
this day and age.
You have to be worried about the fat built candles.
Thankfully, I'm sandwiched between two stone buildings.
They're wooden, though.
As the tale was told to me, there was a chance encounter, a meet cute, if you will, between a man and a woman. Mm-hmm. They had a brief romance, one night only, and she fled, leaving her shoe behind. And when the man went to collect it, in hopes that he could find one that it fit among the population, he found this iron shoe. Never could he place it. Not even-
because it's made of iron.
Well, he couldn't find who it belonged to. He
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
find its matching pair.
This is
Not
this-
before his untimely demise.
Wouldn't you just listen? Right? You hear just like a foot and an iron sound.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But when have you lost a shoe and a pair, and continued to wear the other?
Who wears iron shoes?
Exactly.
Sorry, I'll go
Very
fetch them.
curious. A mystery is involved in this purchase. Also, I hear it brings good luck if you can force yourself to wear it. But I'll tell you, it's quite uncomfortable.
No, it looks it. I was hoping for like, I don't know, projectiles, fake footprints. I don't know. It'll have its uses.
You could throw it at someone. It's quite heavy.
Exactly, right? It's
And
very
it does
heavy.
have it is a stiletto. Iron heel.
Was that a popular style around
What was
here?
that word you said just now?
It's a type of shoe
Oh.
named after Anton Stiletto, the creator of said style.
And Anton Stiletto.
Do you have any more questions about the history of fashion?
No.
All right.
How much do you know?
More than you could ever hope to learn.
I'm seeing this like so vividly in my head. It's like single candle lit. Like,
How much was the shoe?
The shoe was 2 gold pieces.
I regret that.
It's good iron.
I guess.
what did you find?
I got 44.
44.
I don't know what that means.
Cholula, you find something that kind of hits a little close to home. Reminds you of when you went back to the old Duvet household in Corcathnith on Mistinor. And just kind of saw the things that were left behind. You find an old doll made from a dense, dark wood that's missing a hand and a foot and looks a little charred around the edges. And it's absolutely one of those kinds of dolls that, like, whenever you lay it down, the eyes are weighted to close, and then when you pick it up, like, one of them opens, the other one opens halfway.
Nice.
You're a little bit further down, kind of closer towards the door, as the figure of Oswick kind of like leans to the side, peering around. Alma and
His
Silas.
body stays where it is. His neck
Yeah.
just lengthens.
And it just kind of calls out to you across the store.
Ah! An interesting find. Quite a useful piece, if I do say.
Really? What's the story?
Well, oddly, I don't know much about where it comes from, but when I found it in my travels, I found that any time danger was close at hand, I could hear the doll begin to cry.
Okay. Where did you find it?
That sounds kind of useful, honestly.
I found it to the west of here, amongst the spiral wood.
Oh.
Some old elven ruins of some kind.
Alright. Yeah, why not?
That one is one gold piece.
You got it.
Anybody else want to look around some more?
No, I hate it here.
I kind of like it here.
Oh, you've really come around.
I think I have. Maybe I'll find a use for these things. I like random objects that one day you'll run into someone who's like, God, I wish I had some flowers. And then it's like,
I'm gonna
boom,
do one
I
more
have forever
look
flowers.
around.
Yeah, go for it.
Or someone's like, God, I wish I
67.
had a jar with a goat's head on it. And I'd be like, no, look at me.
I run into that problem every day.
How
Don't
many times
mock
have
me.
we run into someone that wants a strange gift?
Actually, not very often, now that I'm thinking.
At least
about
twice.
it. Oh, yeah.
Cholula, as you're saying this, you pick up a strange bronze kind of tube with this intricate carving, more chasing, I should say, because it's metalwork.
A tube, yeah.
A metal tube.
Oh.
But yeah, it's this like little hollow cylinder with tigers that have kind of carved into it, with an open mouth making the open ends of either side of the tube.
Tank.
What's all this?
Ah,
What's all this then?
an excellent find.
Ah.
This. Going to look past that for now.
It just has cola.
Drinks must remain outside.
I'll put the goat head lid back on it.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
This is actually one of the few magically imbued items that could be of some good use if you know where to put it. It is a bronze finger trap. I heard it as soon as I
Where am I supposed to put it?
Which hole does it go in?
I hear that if you you spend some time whispering a key phrase to the trap, then if you stick your finger inside, they will become locked in place until that key phrase is spoken.
What is the phrase?
Well, you set it yourself.
Oh.
Purchase it.
Do I have to stick my hands in it, or can I stick some? And does it have to be fingers?
You could stick one of, I mean, if anything fits. Essentially, you stick something that fits in one end and something that fits in the other end, and they become locked together.
All right.
Think
This
of it
could
like-
be useful.
Think of it like magical manacles, or a way to punish an unruly child.
Or two very specific men.
Yes.
Potentially.
Forever.
I like tigers.
Wonderful. As this one is imbued with magic, it is a bit more pricey. It comes out to 3 platinum.
3 platinum. Is it that useful?
It could be.
Maybe. I'll take it.
That's the whole point of the store is could be. Right?
Treat yourself.
Well, thank you for your patronage. I like the cut of you, lot. You are always welcome here in Oswic's Oddities.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Okay.
Okay.
One more thing.
Ah, yes.
I'm Silas and we're the Mistwalkers. And then I kind of scurry out to the door.
I'm Oswald.
Aha!
You make your exit,
Things in the back.
and as you step out onto the street, you hear the bells ringing, signaling that it is 2 bells
Oh shit!
p.m.
Boat
Way to go.
time.
I don't know why I always
Boat
look at my wrist.
Boat time.
Right, we're all good though. We have our snacks and everything. We're all set. We don't know what it's going to be like on the boat, so we just
have,
want to make sure we're all set.
Rations. Was I supposed to?
No, you're good.
Was somebody on snack duty?
We
I
still
should
have
have been. I feel
some-
bad. I have batteries.
We have some cured pork as well. I got some of those big berries and some
Oh, right.
mushrooms,
Yeah, okay.
and
I
we'll
think
be
we're good.
fine.
Okay.
All right. As you make your way back to
What was the
the
other
name escaped my brain.
tube? Lantern. Other thing.
Tube, lantern, other thing.
Yeah. Tiger tube. Lantern with birds.
Oh, your other item.
Yeah.
It was a 40.
4.
4.
The doll. The doll
Oh,
that
yeah.
cries when danger is
The
near.
doll that cries when we're in
Doll
danger.
Yeah.
with
It's like a
cool
like a
eyes.
like a creepier, shittier version of Sting from Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah.
Imagine
Very
being in a
dull
tense.
sting.
Dang
Intense-
is in Lord of the Rings.
We're gonna watch them soon. We're gonna take it in pieces so that she can digest
You
it.
gotta listen to the police while you're doing it.
I hear it syncs up perfectly with.
Oh, we
Yeah.
should do the thing with the feast and the.
Oh yeah, you should play King of Pain over all the ghosts.
We'll do. We should all do that.
I don't know
at the
what you
same
guys are
time.
talking about.
We'll get you on break.
Do the extended and also food at the same
You
time.
eat the same time they do what they eat.
It's gonna be a very special watch with Sam because we're gonna pause and take breaks.
We have to
And go
pause,
over
like, and be like,
things.
why are we doing this? I forgot. Thoughts don't stay in here.
She's gonna love it once she finally understands what it's about.
I have the attention span of a child.
You make your way once again to the Saple Docks in Port Dampier. And there, now, moored to the docks, is a large, gargantuan even, ferry that is mostly with an E. It's a flat kind of barge style ship. There are tables and chairs and a stage set up on the deck. And you're informed as you show your tickets and step on board that your bunk rooms are below deck and cater to 4 people each. As you're stepping on, the gentleman that is kind of like taking everyone's tickets and giving them information. There's a couple on either side, but the one that you come to is a rather salty-looking fellow, wearing just kind of a plain white tunic with a high sash around the waist, and just simple brown trousers. Looks like ease of movement for getting around to the various places on the ship where you need to be. And it's a human man, short brown hair, kind of pulled back into a messy bun.
Yeah, it looks like you're in 4B. Bunk 4B.
It is going to be potentially a bit crowded. We are sold out on this trek, but ship's plenty spacious, so make yourselves at home and don't cause trouble.
Don't what?
Cause trouble.
Oh, right.
Could you just, we've never caused trouble on purpose, but
Right.
could you give us what do you mean when you say trouble? What does that entail?
Don't rob any other passengers. Don't
Easy.
hurt any other passengers. Don't raise a ruckus. Don't be loud at night time. Keep others awake. And do be patient with Captain Steelheart. He is a bit of a whimsical fellow. You'll see. He'll come do his whole introductions before we set sail. And
Well, it looks like you've trekked through wilds before, can handle, you're pretty well armed to handle yourselves. He's prone to flights of fancy. It's mostly that we are, kind of sandwiched between two sides of Windfell all the way down. It's a large sea, so there will be stretches of the trip where you can't see land. That freaks some people out. Don't worry about it. There is land nearby, but the ship is very safe, and we have protections in place against, any type of incursions that might occur.
No worse than riding on the back of a dragon. Just walk on.
Can't even imagine. You all step onto the ship. Are you guys going to kind of like hang out above deck and wait for the captain to do his spiel, or are you going to head to your bunk rooms first?
Yeah, I want the spiel.
I want to see the thing.
Kind of.
Spiel me.
Spiel me, baby.
Eggs in row are going to be good for the movement on the ship. We'll see.
Hold it down.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm
A voice calls out,
unlike the food.
Attention!
and your eyes instantly turn to the source of the sound, which is atop the stage that is on kind of like a little towards the back. I don't know how to describe this with words very well, but I know a way that at least the three of you will understand is that picture kind of like a bigger version of the ship with the frogs from Over the Garden Wall. There's like a little stage with curtains set up.
Yeah, a steamboat.
Yeah, very much so. Except this one's not a steamboat; it's a sailboat.
It's a sailboat, guys. Calm down. I can feel the chat just blowing up right now.
Sailboat.
Hey, that is 100% up to you guys. You see, standing on stage, a tall, broad-chested, warforged man or person. A tri-cornered hat is kind of cocked atop the head. There's a red kind of captain's coat that is worn open to bare chest of bronze plating that, looking between, you can see these kind of almost twig or vine-like sinews that connect to one another, forming this kind of strange steel wooden musculature to the figure. The face is articulated, and there are several plates that kind of move and shift to express different emotions as he stands.
Welcome aboard the Steelheart Ferry. It's going to be 4 days at sea before we arrive at Dark Pines. But make yourselves at home. We've got plenty of entertainment and plenty of food to go around, all included in your ticket prices, of course. If you have any questions, come find me. Right. Well, raise the gangplank, set the sails, off to Dark Pines.
Are we supposed to be what is a gang?
I will. Is anyone moving around?
He's talking to the
Yes,
crew.
he has a crew.
Okay,
There's a
great.
crew of, now you can see anywhere from like probably 15 to 30 people that are dressed in similar manner to the guy who kind of gave you the spiel coming onto the ship, who go about raising the gangplank, which is the plank that you walked across to get onto the ship from the dock, and setting it to the side. There's another crew kind of climbing up the netting and the rigging, I should say, to set the sails, which unfurl and fill with wind as the ship begins to pull away from the shore and set off into the sea towards Dark Pine.
Looks like they've got it all handled. I find some revelry. I guess we have 4 days of kind of just sitting about. We could
Right.
see if they have a bar
All
or
we have
something.
to do is remember the 5 rules, which are don't rob anybody, don't hurt anybody, don't be too noisy at night, don't.
I'm gonna treat it like I'm not trying to cause a disturbance anywhere that I go.
Sometimes we do though,
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
like just on accident usually.
The accident is the big thing.
Cause the disturbances.
Right.
Just
React to it.
handle that.
They
Right.
they
Yeah.
happen without
And he's
Our
the one that
permission.
mentioned incursions. That
right, of which I hope there are none.
It could be
he
zero.
says there are protections in place.
We can all
looking,
swim, right?
Looking around, you see, At the forward
us
portion of the ship, as well as aft, which is the front and the back, there are two ballista in place, kind of on swivels, very, very similar to the ones atop the walls in Altanan. But yeah, there are ballista in place for anything that might require their attention.
Yeah.
They're not loaded at the moment, but you see that they are each manned. A band begins to strike up on the stage. There's what looks to be a maybe half giant or Goliath of some kind, who's playing a very delicate in their large hands hurdy-gurdy, where they're just kind of spinning a crank and pushing away at the buttons. As this like nice kind of droning sound accompanied by drums and the occasional pan flute. There's a whole little band just playing some nice, calm music.
Seems to have made this trip quite a few times. If you guys find drinks and a table or something, I'm going to try to garner an audience with the captain.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're the Mistwalkers, might as well spread our names around. I'm going to find Captain Steelheart.
As soon as he walks away, I imagine Cholula and I are just dancing.
Hell yeah, make some performance checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually grab my, I still have my, like, skirt in my bag, because I've been, pantsing it. I'm gonna,
Yeah, pantsing it, dude.
yeah, I want to twirl,
Yeah.
and, skirts are fun for twirling.
It's true. It's true.
What am I doing?
Performance.
Okay.
It's full dad.
I'd say you
mode.
could make this a dexterity-based performance if you wanted to.
Okay.
Just full dad mode, looking at the ballista. Like,
I'll get some of the rigging.
that's the ship.
13.
13?
14.
Not bad. Yeah, you two, you're not like
We're not dancers.
you're not like dominating. The crowd doesn't like part to like clap and cheer
We're like
for
the
just
first
you.
ones out there, so we're kind of keeping it chill.
Yeah,
First.
but yeah, there are some.
We'll break it down
Yeah,
later.
there are some nice spins and twirls and some like clapping and encircling one another, and you actually do get other people involved, kind of kicking off the dance party aboard
Fuck
the
yeah.
Steelheart. Silas, easy to find the captain. He's probably the most imposing figure on the ship. Just not even by like size, but just his. There's this sort of gravity around his presence that kind of like draws people in. Whether it's the large hat with the feather that's just kind of like tilted askew, or the fact that he's a giant metal man.
Always brings an ambiance when
He
you're
is-
a giant metal man.
He is standing atop of a slightly raised portion at the back of the ship, at the helm, and just kind of like keeping eyes and steering along at the moment.
Excuse me, Captain. I was wondering if I could bend your ear for a second.
Well, of course.
If you have a moment, I don't know if you wouldn't mind a drink or something.
Sure. Valet, take over the helm.
And you see his much smaller, kind of scrawny half-elf looks down from like up in the rigging and kind of like nods and very deftly begins like going from rope to rope and climbing down very quickly, and then kind of skitters across the deck and takes the helm as he puts an arm around you and starts like walking off towards where the bar is, which is just below the helm. There's like a little open section.
I'm Silas of the Mistwalkers. A bit of a.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Tordek Steelheart.
It's good to meet you, Captain Steelheart. My group. Well, they're dancing now, but we were going to grab a.
Not even aware that he has showed back up.
There's like a kind of metal clang as he claps his hands, just like
Quite a rump.
Yeah.
Romp. Romp.
No, definitely that too.
Oh, it's both. It's both.
That's my daughter Alma, and of course, Jalila. Of course. Well, would you like to have a drink and maybe does?
Sure, first round's on me. What are you having?
Yeah. Well, I imagine now. Just whatever you have on, just an ale of some sort. Maybe
Swilly.
probably 3 if those 2 could be covered.
Perfect. Swilly, 4 ales and a whiskey.
and
It's Willie.
behind the bar.
That's what happened. Was he was like Swilly,
Swilly.
but Tordek interpreted that as
He's so bold.
Swilly.
I know a couple of swillies.
Yeah. Behind the bar, a tiefling woman actually with dark jet black hair and two straight, shorter pointed horns that just come directly from almost the crown of the head. Looks up and gives a smile, pours 4 ales and a shot of whiskey, which Captain Tordek instantly takes the whiskey, hands you 2 of the ales and holds 2 for himself, starts drinking one of them.
Yeah, I did. I'd feel like in a past life I was on ships more often. But I can't ever seem to recall. Yeah. No, we were just wondering what kind of the security situation was for the travels ahead, and if there's any need for anything we could be called upon. We're rather...
Really?
Yes.
Make a persuasion check. With advantage, because you guys are like decked out. You haven't like put your stuff in your bunk yet, so you're still like wearing a lot of magical weapons.
Yeah, this is not just an umbrella, I'll tell you. It's a 16, because I don't add anything to that.
And Alma, as you're kind of like spinning by, he holds out an ale to you,
I
passes
grab,
it off.
I drink, I spin.
Okay.
He kind of like instinctively
I like rotate back.
instinctively is like matching the beat as you like to make the handoff, and kind of like does like a small dance as you continue to twirl away.
Right, well, it looks like you can handle yourselves.
Yeah.
If we come across any trouble, you'll be the first I come to outside of me crew.
Thank you, sir. And
No, thank you.
right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To freedom on the seas.
Freedom on the seas.
He finishes his ale, kind of like slams it down on the bar behind him.
Well, I should probably go relieve the first mate.
Sorry to take you from your post there.
No. Anytime you need to chat, find old Tordek. Captain Tordek.
Grab
Will do.
Tallulah and spin back over together.
Does any of this... Looking around, does Silas get any memories of any sort? Because I think that's probably... Yeah. Does he get any kind of memories of any sort? Of being on ships often?
At this point, you've recovered most of your memory.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you recall shortly before being robbed by your wife, you were on the ship around Lake Mendeleth.
Right. Okay. That was just like kind of a Taylor check as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Roll a d100.
I did it. I rolled a d100.
Nice.
Oh, 63.
63. Yeah, nothing specific comes to mind. Kind of, there's this weird like feeling of deja vu, where something about this space and the scene, like the song changes that the band is playing, and something a little bit more slow and somber as a couple of the band members come around to the bar to get drinks for themselves. And now it's just the hurdy-gurdy player who has switched from the hurdy-gurdy and now has a lute and is just kind of plucking away sorrowfully. And something about all of those specific instances is like, you feel like you've been here before. But then it makes you get kind of retrospective, and you think about being back in the mines in Borca and running through the mists, choking on the mists, and then finding yourself in the wilderness, and then in this strange city that was more intricate and bigger than anything you'd ever seen, and getting lost there and found there. And you briefly reminisce on your time before joining the Harpers, when you were mostly staying at I need to look at my own handout.
At Mertz?
No, mostly when you were spending your time at the Temple of the Dark Light in the Sea Ward of the Waterdeep. The Sea Ward of Waterdeep. And the Tabaxi woman with the kind of panther-like features that found you and took you in and fed you and in some ways kind of set you up to refuse that offer from those strange, shadowy gentlemen who seemed like they had nefarious things in mind. Before you were found by the Harpers, who then made some more intriguing promises, set you on the path that led you to where you are now. And it's just this strange moment of deja vu that bleeds into kind of a how far you've come and how far there is still to go.
Oh, hey, seem to be, I guess this found some dance in you then.
Yeah, but this isn't really like a dancing song.
No, not this one. For sure. I was just telling Captain Tordek, Steelheart, that we would be, if anything came up, that we would be the ones to call if we got out of their hands, quite literally. But yeah, just letting them know, kind of spreading the word of the Mistwalkers a bit more.
I can't remember the last time we danced.
The tavern opening?
Likely.
Yeah. I was working that night. I don't know if I've danced in a long while.
You should dance.
Yeah.
When he doesn't.
When it picks up.
Right, of course, yeah. Maybe the food's better than eggs, I guess.
Does Silas seem off to me?
Make an insight check with advantage because you're his daughter.
I'm his daughter.
And Silas, you can make either a deception or persuasion check. I'll leave it up to you.
I'm gonna go with deception.
Essentially, you're setting the DC. If she beats it or meets it, then she'll know what's up.
Well, it'll be kind of rough because that's a big natural 20.
Yo!
Okay, it
For a
is a
total of
28.
28?
Yeah, I have a +8 to deception.
Why?
I don't have anything.
I was over here feeling high and mighty with the 26.
No, I think it was one of the feats I took was to specialize in something.
there's been a strange kind of tension. Like you've had talks and a couple of private moments since you've met back up. But you still haven't really unpacked what happened in Mistinor, what went down there. And I would say that Alma's mind just kind of lingers to that. Trying to.
So let's wait for the band to strike back up, and maybe we can have ourselves a bit of a dance, just to pass the time before the evening falls.
As if on cue, the band strikes up yet again. Hurdy-gurdy is back out.
I do be twirling.
Yeah, I'm grabbing
All
these
right,
bitches,
all right.
and we're dancing.
Maybe a shot faster than yes. Okay, I'm going to do one of those because it is required.
We're on a boat. We should drink rum.
If they have it, yes.
They do.
They must. It's a boat.
Swilly, was it?
Silas. It's illegal not to
could
have
we
them
have,
on a boat.
3 rums, if we could, of the short variety.
Absolutely. Coming right up.
Thank you.
And she gives you a wink as she turns and sets out 3 shot glasses, pours them. No need to measure. She just does a count and then hands each of them out to you.
Right.
Enjoy.
2. Okay.
Cholula uses her tongue as a straw.
I'm going to drink mine.
I will also drink mine.
Perfect. You all do a shot and make some performance checks to do some dancing.
Dancing.
is our dancing better? Like, do we get advantage because now we have drinks in us?
No. Contrary to popular belief, that's not how that works.
That's how that works.
That's how it feels, though. I feel like I got a 16.
You can have advantage on a deception check against yourself.
Oh my god, that was the deepest thing you've ever said. Can I tell you that I had a 16 with a +0?
Nice.
Yeah, feels good.
I'm gonna actually, you all know your roles. You know what's a good roll and what's a not as good roll. You tell me what your dancing looks like.
Okay. Oh, we'll start here.
I mean, whoever
I was
wants to
closest to
start.
the bar, so I'm gonna go with who
Okay.
went to the floor first.
It's not that I'm drunk. We've had one shot, one beer.
Right.
That's fine. That's standard. That's less than standard drinking for this group of people. But we are in a boat, which is now doing these. So it's not like, oh, that's heinous. Don't look. But it is like, oh, this person does not have their footing on a boat.
For sure.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
So I'd kind of just keep like losing my balance here and there and like grabbing either Silas or Cholula or uh-oh, that's a stranger. I thought it was one of my friends.
Alma dance.
What about Cholula?
Cholula was like started out okay, and then she's trying to help Alma to not lose her balance, and then she's also like still carrying like a pack with a bedroll and shit on it for some reason.
Yeah.
She's like trying to keep up,
set that down.
trying to have fun, but like keeping up with all of her shit, and like, well, you don't fall. And it's not the best, but it's fine considering.
Yeah, absolutely.
What'd you roll?
9.
Oh.
One better than Alma.
Damn.
Enough to hold each other
I
up.
don't think I've rolled over like a 6.
Yeah, we're kind of now just like doing one of those like hand in hand, like ha 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 ha. Everything's fine.
I'm helping you.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It has been some time. I mean, Alma, it's been who knows how long since you've been on a boat.
Not me.
And Cholula, you haven't been on water since sailing across Lake Mendeleth. Or, well, I mean, you were in water swimming away from Altanan, but on a boat
Yeah.
or a ship was Lake Mendeleth the last time. So you're still kind of getting your sea legs. Silas, however.
I want to say it's like a little bit more like conserved, like just a little bit like tighter, but it's
Just a little.
Very, like,
little bit,
traditional.
but like every now and then it'll kind of like slip into like Slavic, like Russian dancing. It's like kind of like bold, like larger arm movements and like
Yes.
a couple squats and claps.
Yes.
Gotta show off
Yes.
the forearms when you can.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
rah rah Rasputin dance.
I'm just imagining what Sam drew dancing.
It's.
Big Russian movement.
I have to
Borrowed
see it.
brass.
If anybody wants to make some fan art,
There's a channel for that.
character portraits are in the mid-roll. Stick around till the break. That's excellent. Yeah, you all have a nice little romp around the dance floor and start to get your footing, and it's an enjoyable time. As it gets later in the day, and the hours continue to dwindle away, do you eventually head downstairs?
Yeah.
All right. Heading down below deck and stepping into your assigned bunk room, you see seated on the upper bunk to your left a tabaxi man with gray and white fur. His left eye is green with a slitted pupil, and the right is milky white with a deep scar that stretches from his forehead to his cheek, just the top of his cheek. He's got tall gray ears that stand up straight on his head, coming to black tufted points at their tips, kind of like a bobcat. He wears a black kind of Ruana-style cloak, which is just kind of like over the shoulder on either side, and he's got one flipped over to the back, and a black scarf over what looks to be some kind of hide armor.
Ah, well met, friends. I am Rain Kellick. It would appear that we shall be bunkmates for the ensuing journey.
Oh.
Did we see this man get on the boat?
It's a pretty full ship, like crew included. There's, actually, let me check on this. Yeah, there's about 50 people all in all on board. So make a retroactive perception check. Actually, no. Make a history check to see if you can recall seeing this man get on the boat.
19.
19. Yeah, you saw him get on.
Okay. Just checking it.
Silas threat check.
Insight check. Yeah, go for it.
9. That didn't roll. That just like bombed.
9. He doesn't seem shady or intrusive. But I mean, you don't get a scar on your face without having seen some shit at least at one point.
Are we all just standing in the doorway?
Sure. I mean, he spoke to you.
Yeah, no, I was...
The Mistwalker.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you, Mistwalkers.
I'm Silas. That's Cholula and Ulma.
Lovely to meet you. As I said before, I am Rain Kellic. So, what is it that takes you to Darkpines? Or are you just passing through?
Just passing through.
Yeah.
I see.
Transport around Windfell.
Where are you headed?
Darkpines is my destination.
Oh.
I've been hired by a Lord Cadwyn Dane, the Lord of Darkpines. I'm to oversee the expansion of the buildings and infrastructure within the city.
Oh, you're a bit of an architect or a city planner. rather.
In a manner of speaking, my expertises lie elsewhere. From what I've heard of the city, they need some help.
Is it dangerous?
Speak plain,
Oh,
sir.
no.
Like, what is it you're doing?
Is it your first time in Darkpines?
Yes.
Ah, I see. Well, originally Darkpines was an elven city, and the majority of the dwellings were crafted into living trees, things of that nature, mostly above the forest floor. And then, some generations ago, when humans infiltrated the city, rather overtook the city, they began tacking on their own additions to things. But from what I've heard, the two styles do not match well. A lot of slapdash buildings constructed at the bases of trees and things of that nature. So I'm to come in and oversee some actual expansion by means of natural magics.
Oh.
Oh, do you perform magic?
In a way, I like to view myself as more of a conduit for nature.
Right.
Are you destroying these places?
No.
No. You kind of made it sound as though you were going to be
I think
kind of
he's-
removing these human
We'll
dwellings.
be remodeling, and we'll
Oh,
be
that's nice. Okay, so
trying to find a better way
Nice.
of blending the architecture together. Have you heard of a city called Geladorn in Mistinor?
Yes, we
yeah.
were there recently.
I've not been myself, but I have seen many drawings and paintings, and I'm told that it is a beautiful blend of elven and dwarven architecture, almost seamless, as it's said.
I could not describe it. We were just there, and I could not even begin to describe it.
Well, I wouldn't put myself on such a pedestal, but our hope is to find a middle ground of merging the human and elven styles within Darkpines, as they have done in Geladorn.
Oh, that
Seems
sounds
nice. Yes.
like an interesting line of work.
Well, it's definitely going to come with its own line of challenges, but I look forward to it. Well, I was just going to get some rest. I will leave you to your business and just pretend I'm not here. Kind of like pulls himself like tucked up into his bed, and there are little curtains on each bunk that you can kind of pull for privacy, and he does so.
Probably set off to bed as well, honestly.
Yeah, why not?
We sleep.
All right.
You don't mind if I have a candle on, do you?
Just don't keep it near the curtain.
Well, yeah.
I'd hate to burn the ship down.
You all got on to me about my candles, but he has a candle all the time.
I'm sorry, we've never met.
I leave mine in the middle of the room, nowhere near the bedding. It's more so my friend can kind of do whatever he does at night. So, Trouble yourself with what I just said. Go to bed.
There's an awkward moment, and you all find your rest. And as you do, could I ask everyone except for Alma to leave the table?
Oh
no.
You're in trouble.
I
Just
think
so-
the last time this happened, I was dead.
Just so you guys know, we will go to break right after this, so
Okay.
don't worry about it.
Don't forget the code.
Don't worry about
Oh
it.
yeah, I've got it.
When I said that, I realized we're still live. Like we're not like off stage star.
Alma,
That's me.
it is. As sleep finds you aboard the Steelheart, still feeling eerily quiet as you continue to accustom yourself to a life without constant whispers of the dead, you eventually drift into dreams. You find yourself awakening in a bright space, your face prone on the ground, your face is pressed against a warm, smooth surface. And as your vision comes into focus, you can see that you're atop a green hill of colored glass, looking out on a strange landscape of stained glass framed in copper bars. It's as if you're within a 3D world, within the 3D world of a stained glass window. In the distance, you can make out a wireframe that isn't filled with glass. Empty stalks of twisted lead and zinc mangled on the horizon. In the other direction, behind you, you see amongst the golden, red, and green glass landscape a spot of darkness with a small diamond of golden light at the center, like a singular star. What do you do?
I would like to approach that.
The star or the white?
The star.
Okay. The moment you go to take a step, the world shifts around you, moving you almost instantaneously to your destination. At the precipice of absolute darkness, there stands a figure. Masculine form, broad of shoulder, silver of skin, with two jagged horns of glass stretching out and up from within black hair. He looks at you with fierce, burning golden eyes and gives a bow of recognition. You recognize the form of Bodan, your guide through the afterlife. Bodan doesn't speak. He simply turns and points. Following the direction of his hand, the darkness fills your vision, save for a small bit of diamond-shaped opalescent light. When I say diamond-shaped, I don't mean like a D8, I mean like these fancy D4s.
Okay.
So kind of longer at the bottom. It's impossible to tell if the object is small and near to you or large and far away. There's this strange kind of push and pull of perception as you look towards it. And you feel this kind of pulse of energy as it radiates from the object, filling you with a sense of satisfaction or direction. It's the same feeling that you get when you finally begin to recognize a familiar environment whenever you've been lost. Like that first moment of seeing a landmark that you recognize. What do you do?
So, should I take it to mean that if I feel something like this, I'm close to what I'm looking for?
He points again at the item.
I touch.
Reaching out, you feel your hand close around a solid diamond-shaped opal. You don't even have to reach that far. The darkness quickly retreats as you suddenly come to a realization. Like you've been pondering something for weeks and then suddenly a moment of clarity sets into place. You understand this to be a minuscule fragment of the Covetous King themselves. An object of immense power, meant to be used as a sort of radar to guide you towards other fragments of power, these primordial shards. it is at the same time a beacon of hope and a promise of danger. Odon glides closer to you, slowly raising a hand and just gently placing his middle finger to your forehead, right in the center of your eyebrows. And as the bright shimmering of the stained glasswork around you begins to fade and blur again, you hear a singular voice.
There is more hope to come, but finding it, I fear, will bring great danger to you and your friends. Stay strong, for the covetous one desires your success.
And with that, you awaken in your bunk on the Steelheart, hand to your chest, clutching an opalescent jewel in your palm. And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
So much responsibility.
You asked for this. We're going to take a quick break. It's going to be about 20 minutes, and then we will be back to announce the winner of our first giveaway, this lovely set of mystery pre-painted minis from our lovely sponsor, More Fun Comics and Games, our local comic book shop here in North Texas. This week is Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We've got a lovely set of minis for you. To enter for your chance to win this set of pre-painted mystery minis, go ahead and, as I unlock the giveaway, type the word dreams in the chat.
Dreams.
We got there. I managed to stretch it out so that type the word dreams in the chat for your chance to win this lovely set of pre-painted miniatures. We'll announce the winner when we come back. There's going to be a lot of extra kind of pop-up in the chat. You'll notice we are doing some kind of background testing of our new Arcanarama bot that stream director Robbie has put together for us here, so that hopefully eventually we can step away from MooBot and just kind of have our own dedicated bot for giveaways and things like that. He's been working very hard on it, and there's so much cool shit to come that I don't even remember half of it. But yeah, for the sake of this, I think I'll still be using MooBot for this giveaway. Yeah, we're just kind of testing that out in the background. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Don't go away. Don't go away.
Don't go away.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we grip it and fucking rip it.
Before we grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it in the chat.
Grip it and rip it.
Okay.
Grip it and rip it.
I hated saying that. I don't know why. It
Grip
felt
it.
bad the way that it came out of my mouth.
Rip it.
They're gripping it.
Hell yeah. And ripping it. Before we
it is
continue the
odd.
story, we have this lovely set of pre-painted miniatures to give away.
That was lovely.
Oh, it's also
Lovely, and don't you love miniatures?
lovely.
I love miniatures,
Oh, look
don't
at that
I?
little box. Oh, it's got the fire on it, but
It
it's
does,
actually a
doesn't it?
circus tent.
What's on
Oh,
the back of it there?
it's a wee circus tent.
What's
Oh,
on the
there's a little balloon.
A balloon?
The winner of the More Fun Mystery mini giveaway is Bryce Money 21.
Bryce Money 21!
Congratulations, Bryce Money 21. I think we got your info last week. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be going out probably early January. Have we reached the end of November yet? No, because Thanksgiving hasn't happened.
No.
So that'll go out this
At
month.
the end of the month.
Yep,
Yeah.
the month. Just let us get through Thanksgiving, please.
Just let's do it.
Please. We have 2 of them.
Oh yeah. We have another giveaway this evening that we will be announcing at the end of the winner at the end of the stream. I have to type.
Taylor
things.
wants to hold the
Oh,
box.
here you go.
Let him hold it.
I know, but Robbie does.
Oh.
Robbie's in the chat.
Robbie's in the chat.
Robbie's in the chat.
Oh. Got Miranda in
2
there a little
Mirandas
bit.
and all Robbies in the chat.
There it is. I had to remember the word. To enter for your chance to win this beautiful set,
How do they do it?
Fable Fire dice.
The blood and ink set.
It's a little hard to see in the video, but they are kind of a translucent red with swirls of inky blackness. To enter, to win this beautiful set of dice, type the word ferry in the chat. That's Ferry, a ferry like a boat.
Fairy.
Or you can spell it like Moobot just said there.
My favorite thing about this set of dice is that everybody in the chat was like, "Oh gosh, I hope that you get it, but also I want." It was a lot of people that were like, "No, wish me luck, but also good luck." But
High school passive aggressive girlfriend kind of a thing.
it felt genuine, but it was also just like, I'll be sad though.
those look really great. I love that you have those.
My shirt isn't.
Is it?
Or it's backwards. I was like, what's poking me? It's my dad.
You didn't have to say anything.
Yeah, you really didn't have to. You could have put that in your diary.
Processed it live.
What's on the back of the front of your sweater? Is it like this is the front of the sweater?
It's
Is that
one
what
of
it
those
says?
ones that's
No,
just the same.
there's a tag.
They just put the tag somewhere because they have to.
Wait, what did the tag say?
Doesn't say.
Does it say Mirage?
It says miracle.
Okay, I was gonna say that would be so much more.
All right.
Right.
Not on your freckles.
No, I'm freckled. Just you.
It is.
All right. With your first day of the 4 days of travel, the Dark Pines out of the way, could I have somebody roll a d20?
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I will do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Wear Nikes.
That's a 2.
A 2.
Yeah, very
Lovely.
good. Number 2.
Would you mind rolling a d8 for me, please?
Okay.
A date.
Also a 2.
Roll something else.
2 2. Toot toot.
2.
Okay.
The D4 was a
thought it
good
was
one.
gonna all be twos.
So, what is everybody up to on this day aboard the Steelheart? You're now what looks like an open sea. You can kind of make out some like mountainous trees a little bit off of the kind of like right side of the ship. I know.
Stern.
No,
Starboard.
No, it's starboard.
it's either port or starboard. I think it's starboard.
port is left.
Yeah, port is always the one that I don't want it to be. Anyway, off the starboard side of the ship, you can see some dire pines in the distance. Just like the peaks of these large trees, looking like mountains, just kind of in a bit of a haze of the atmosphere between yourself and them. But for the most part, it is kind of a partially cloudy day on the open sea.
I'm gonna work with my shadow.
Oh.
Even in the partly cloudiness, I'm gonna like try to like see if I can strengthen
Yeah,
the shadow
absolutely.
with like the umbrella and things.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm not gonna
17.
get these. The chances are so low now. About 12.
You'll have time to try again. It's a long travel.
I'm
Journey.
gonna have a morning cocktail.
Yeah. What kind of cocktail do you have in the morning?
Caipirinha or something similar.
What is that?
It's like cachaça and muddled lime and sugar.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is good. I
it's a
had a lot of them
rakshasa.
on the cruise. So something like that. And when I'm like realize that it's just cloudy, like I'm gonna go back down to the room and work on my new hobby.
Oh yeah. What is Alma up to? So you succeeded the first time, so your DC goes up to 12. Still just a dexterity check. Excuse me.
Yeah, buddy. You got it naturally. You're fine.
21.
21. Nice. Another success, and the DC increases to 13.
At some point in the day when everybody seems like they aren't busy, I'm going to pull them aside. If our room is empty, I'll bring them there.
Yeah. Going down, you see Cholula's in the room working on some leather working. What are you actually working on? earlier you were cutting strips.
I was cutting strips. I think I'm trying to make like a little pouch, just like a little purse type of situation. So I was making strips so that I could cut 2 like sides and kind of stitch them together.
Absolutely. And you've got some kind of like thick,
Some thick strings.
some thick like catgut like string that you're using to kind of make the what is that called when you fold it and
Hem?
hemming, yes. Kind of hemming the strings into this drawstring pouch that you've sort of put together. Excellent. You see Cholula working away at that. It doesn't seem like Rain is present in the room currently.
Okay.
I'm up at the bar.
Okay, so I'll use the rings to not burn a spell slot. And I'll just be like, hey, Silas, quick family meeting in our room.
Everything okay?
I think so.
I'll just put like a gold on the counter. Swilly, sorry, I have to go.
Oh, well, thank you kindly. I'm sure we'll be seeing you later.
Yes. I'm
Sounds
sure
like
that
there's-
came from downstairs.
Sounds like there's a toad on board somewhere.
Probably.
Must be the barking spiders.
The bark. Well, those are from a different end. I'll just be.
Barking spiders.
It's like when I found out what that like. It was the first time in a long time I'd cried, laughed. I was having a rough time in my life, and barking spiders got me right out of it.
For those of you at home who may not know, or here who may not know, it's farts.
My grandfather walked in the room and was like, barking spiders. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, I died. It was the funniest thing in the world. In the whole world. He defined a word without words. You understand me? It was incredible.
Silas, you make your way below deck to room 4B, I think is what I said.
Yeah.
One of those.
It was the stairs that was creaking. What did you need?
Okay, so last night in my sleep, my diva came to me and he gave me something that might help us find the fragments that we're looking for a little bit more easily.
Oh.
And I will hold out the shard of the the fragment of the covetous king that I got. It's like a brilliant opal diamond.
Yeah, it's this shape.
Ooh, I want to touch it.
But it is this like almost glowing opalescent light that it gives off. It's like it's like if an opal were being turned within a bright light, but even when stationary, it's just kind of like a small purplish green disco ball.
You received this in a dream, physically.
I woke up holding it. Yes.
Oh.
And it will. It's some sort of a beacon or something.
Something like that.
What's it called?
What is it called?
A shard of what?
Greg.
This is a fragment of the covetous king.
Okay.
King is spelled with a Q, by the way.
Oh.
Well, it wouldn't be fantasy.
It wouldn't be genderless.
Cling.
No U, just a Q. Q-I-N-G.
So depending on how much
yeah.
of my own power I imbue it with, the further I can detect. But it's probably best to have an idea already of where we're looking rather than just...
Yeah, no, of course.
Do we have to be close?
Yeah, is there a proximity or did they say anything
Like,
else?
could you just think about the cathedral and...
We have to be nearby,
Oh.
relatively.
Relatively
Okay.
meaning like
About a mile.
a mile's better than 10, right? You know?
I mean,
Well, I was trying not to be too literal.
if you'd like to, you can just read them what I sent you.
Yeah, the range of detection is 1 mile diameter at 3rd level, increasing by 1 mile for every spell slot above 3rd that is used. The jewel glows green if a shard is within range of detection, and glows bright gold if a shard is within 100 feet.
How many times a day can you check?
As much as I have the energy to give it.
Yeah,
spell
you basically
slots.
you pump a spell slot of 3rd level or higher into it, and that's your power source.
Well, that's good. Have you tried? I mean,
Oh,
we're not.
I guess I could.
I don't know if we're. I mean, let me. Being on deck, could I tell that we were a mile offshore?
Yeah, you were probably more than a mile offshore.
Okay. I mean, we're a bit further out than.
Just
we
for-
can try in Dark Pines, though.
Just for reference for you guys, and we've got this in our maps and places
In our Discord.
in our Discord.
Get in
So-
the
Is that in
Discord.
the about section?
It was about 3 days of travel on land. Whoop.
Ooh.
From Chillrun, the city, to here, which is where Port Dampier is located.
Right.
This is the body of water that you are traveling through to get to Dark Pines.
Okay.
Over 4 days. So it is
It's a lot more open than the first time we played through
Yeah.
Windfell.
for sure.
Okay.
Sized it up a bit for
Yeah.
travel purposes.
Yeah, let's try in a more, city type setting.
Right. I mean, ideally, the best way to use this would be if we suspect that we're
Right.
near something that could be a shard, we attempt it yes or no, basically.
Right. God, I wish we had this in Chillrun.
Yeah. My bad.
No.
I didn't know I could just ask.
Also worth noting, it doesn't tell you what
Right.
type. So just so you're aware. Like it doesn't tell you if it's a shard of
Oh, right. The different type.
We're gonna have to go a lot on
Preservation.
vibes, probably.
I think we can gather that for the best of our ability.
everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Well, you have a lot of rolling to do back there.
Hang on, I just gotta roll this like 50 times.
I'm glad I have this proficiency thing because
21.
I've not been rolling very great today.
Oh, your reliable talent? Mm-hmm. 21 for Silas.
9.
9 for Alma.
19.
19 for Childula. Not bad. Alma, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall prone and hit your head on the bunk in the small space. As the entire ship lists to the side abruptly. It's less that you fall and hit your head and more that the bunk comes at your head and hits you and then knocks you over to the other side.
Ow.
As it kind of settles back and there's a heavy creak that sets through the entire space, you hear a bell beginning to ring above deck, as well as the sounds of screams and yells.
Uh-oh. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. It was just a little. Does it hurt? No, it's fine.
Topside! And I'm gonna run past them.
Run.
All right.
Do we have a window in our room?
Yeah, you have a porthole,
Okay.
which you saw.
Like
You
the
were
horizon just kind of.
well. You were looking out at the horizon, and then you dipped underwater,
Okay.
and then came
I
back.
didn't know what side. Okay.
You all rush above deck. You see a large portion of the railing on the port side of the ship is missing. There's splintered wood at the edges, and you see a number of people are just like running about on deck. Captain Tordek, or Captain Steelheart, is at the helm, and he's just calling out,
Evasive maneuvers. Get below deck if you're not ready to fight it off.
That what?
I need all of you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
You know when singers say their own full name? Aaron never Michael McDonald.
Cameron once told me that the joke that gets him every single time is the one where you just you specifically do the
Yeah.
Every time. It will never not be funny.
Because it started as just like making fun of like Mariah Carey types, like just like in like a Boys to Men music video, just in a studio, just like drawing in chalk or some shit in the air.
Yeah.
And then it just devolved into a Muppet dying.
Fucking Muppet noise.
Okay. Anybody 25 to 20?
27.
Nice.
Oh, right, because you
20 to 15.
17,
17 for Silas.
14 plus 3, yes.
to 15. You said
Yeah.
15.
Are people still making it? I'm not going to act on anything, but are people still filing down?
Yeah. You see a number of people and crew. Like the crew is kind of directing people.
Okay.
You see some people actually are crew and passengers alike have splinters in parts of their arms and backs and fronts and are bleeding a bit. But the crew is kind of holding it together and directing everyone to get below decks. Before we begin the initiative order, Tordek notices all of you coming up onto the ship's deck and looks to you, Silas, and he's like, "You wanna take us up on that offer?"
Yes. Yeah, what is it?
Big.
It's big, everyone. Then I pull out my umbrella.
Lily, you're up first. And actually,
Show me the monster.
Let's get everyone in place, shall we?
Show me him. Oh, hey, I can have my mini back too.
Show me the baby.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Show
Haven't
me
painted
the
your hair to be
baby.
white yet, but
That's
we've
fine.
got an Alma again.
Oh.
It's a me.
Alma.
Show me
Here,
the baby.
we'll call this Tordek at the ship's helm. Yeah. Lots of peeps. Lots of peeps. Probably should have set this
I
up.
read
very
shield?
heavy.
You have shield.
okay.
So I'm gonna actually shift this.
Do I?
Actually,
Oh, you've used it
do.
before. It was like the first one. +5. Okay. I just wrote shield.
Ooh, the lazy Susan.
so we can kind of like
Ooh.
get eyes on all sides of this boat.
The boot.
All right. Bullet number 1 is playing the ballista at the forward part of the ship. Bullet number 2 is playing the ballista at the back part of the ship, aft. We got some dudes.
We got some guys.
Is that shot okay?
We got some honeys.
I have no idea. I'm just like throwing out whoever I've got. Number of crew members, civilians. Wait, it's on.
There's a guy. He's like pink.
Yeah,
Just past
here
it.
he
Yeah, there he is. Screaming man. Oh no!
For the sake of this, we'll say that this area, this like little hole here, is the portion that was ripped
Okay.
Okay.
free. Cholula, you are up first. If you would like, you can make a perception check
Yeah.
to see the fuck.
Show me the fuck. That is a 26.
26. Nice. Hopping out, your first instinct is to kind of look at the sea, expecting to see some types of like large tentacles or fishmen climbing aboard. But what catches your eye instead is a shadow, a large shadow that passes over your space. You glance upward, and looking into the sky, you see a gargantuan brown, red, and blue flash, like a feathered bird, diving directly towards the ship. As it gets closer, you can see the true massive size of this creature as it swoops down, seeming almost definitely big enough to tear off a chunk of the ship, maybe big enough to lift the ship itself. It's at this point in a dive, but it is about 120 feet up in the air. What would you like?
Okay.
Swooping or straight down? I know I'm not on the perception, but
It is swooping.
okay. I didn't know if it was.
Toys.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna pull out the bow and shoot it. The flame tongue bow.
Hey, man. Hey, man. This seems structurally unstable.
Probably fine. Definitely not. It's in my shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's in the DM shot.
Perfect.
Caw.
Imagine it's a rock instead of that.
One time in your life you could have said "Imagine Dragon."
Well, I have a dragon. We wouldn't have to imagine a dragon.
Most people don't have to imagine dragon, even them.
I wish most people would stop. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. $27.
27 absolutely hits. It is not a small target, even at this distance. Actually, it might make more sense to use the dragon because it is a gargantuan creature, and I don't think I have anything gargantuan on it. But this is closer.
Caw. He brought all these rocks into the sky.
Okay, so D6 and a D10 for the fire.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Do you want me to just add them both together, or should the fire damage be separate?
Yeah, add them together, please.
Okay.
In this instance. Thank you for asking.
That is 19 points of damage.
Hell
Dang.
as you fire an arrow from your flaming bowstring into the thick meat of the bird's chest, it does not waver.
Okay.
That's your attack action?
Yeah, and then I'm going to bonus action shift.
Hell yeah.
Like that.
Would you like to move, or are you going to stay put?
Can I try to duck up against like the side or something and attempt to? Well, I can't hide because I just used my bonus action, but yeah, I'm gonna
you could
kind
get
of.
some cover potentially.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to bother to count your movement because I know it's there. Hell yeah, does that end your turn, Cholula?
Yes.
Wonderful. That brings us to Silas.
Uh-oh. Distance is still 120.
Yeah.
120 out. Up. Okay.
And diving.
Don't really have.
Also, I said swooping, but just for sake of ease, I'm going to say it's diving.
Okay. That just kind of changes. It's like.
Just so I don't have to, like,
No, for sure.
calculate trajectory and shit.
Yeah.
I ain't need no Pythagorean theorem. So far, everyone on my end has rolled absolute garbage.
Oh, neat.
And just so that you guys are aware, while you're trying to figure out what you want to do, Silas, we've got the ballista men have their own turn in initiative, and the ship has its own turn. Tordek and his crew are relying on you and the ballista basically to handle this while he continues to take evasive maneuvers to the best of his ability.
Okay.
Looking at it, can I get a base on its trajectory, like where on the ship, whereabouts on the ship it's going to hit?
Yeah, I'll say as a bonus action, make an insight check.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I was thinking about raging. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna rage, which looks like me just stomping my foot and like my shadow crawling up half of my body. And then I'm going to run over to Tordek, and I'm gonna prepare, if I could, to open my umbrella if anything is to come to the person steering.
Absolutely.
I have the umbrella situation stats here.
Sorry, I'm gonna put these pillars in place. Because I just realized that I didn't notate where the stairs were
Oh,
that lead up to his area.
we need to just cut some stairs off of that tiny piece from Waterdeep that was underground. There's like 3 sets of tiny stairs on that.
Tiny stairs.
That really small set that we fought on.
Imagine the pillars are stairs. Yeah, absolutely. All that problem. 5, 10, there. About 15, 20, up to Tordek.
And then yeah, I'm just gonna prepare to like, if anything comes our way, I'm going to open the umbrella above us.
Absolutely. Okay. Ending Silas's turn, it brings us to Alma.
Oh, neat. I thought I would be much further down.
Yeah, I rolled shit for everyone.
So
The ship literally got a 0.
Oh,
Rolled a
neat.
2, -2.
Oh.
I'm going to pull out my reliquary?
Reliquary, I think.
My reliquary? It's the one that looks like
Your
a
reliquary.
kind of like a burst of star. It's like really pointy and golden, and it has like little holes where incense burns.
Yeah.
And I light it, and I just start saying like a prayer to myself, which is just me going, please, 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 please. And it begins glowing, and there's like kind of an arcane circle underneath me, and from it rises a large celestial being. He looks like my tiefling that appears to me, my diva.
Hell yeah.
And I cast Summon Celestial.
Standing in for celestial being that is large. It is clearly celestial.
It's got wings.
He does.
In fairness, he's a tiefling, so.
Baylor, Paylor.
And yeah, and worth noting, similar to in within your vision, but much larger. And
Yeah.
more like, even more broad in the shoulders and just like absolutely built. You all see as this tiefling with this kind of like almost iridescent silver skin apparates near Alma with these 2 long horns that appear to be made of some type of like glass. And it's got wings.
And that is my action. I will direct him, and I summon the defender.
Okay.
It's different only to me for my purposes.
And that acts on the turn after you in initiative, right?
Yeah, it's basically like he rolled just behind me.
Hell yeah.
Udan has entered the battle.
His armor class is 13. Just for, oh no, it's not.
I'm
11.
gonna trust you to keep up with all of his stats.
11 plus 5 is 16 plus 2. His armor class is 18.
Nice. I'll write this down somewhere.
And he's how far off the ground is that guy?
120 feet from sea level.
Okay. I'm just going to have him. He's going to fly 40 feet up.
Okay. Alright.
Can you make a stopgap in the
Or-
hour you've already made?
I could, but it won't reach that far.
Could I get kind of a diagonal on that, even if it lowers how high he can go, just to be,
You said 40?
yeah.
I'll get us to exactly 40.
Okay.
And that's all the pieces.
I'd like him to be like closer to the front of the ship, if I
Okay.
could.
Yeah. I'll put him in this open space.
Yeah. And he's going to hold his action. He's holding a mace attack as soon as that guy enters his range.
Okay. Hell yeah. I will make a note of that. What is his range?
5 feet. Melee range.
Okay, cool.
So if it passes through him,
Yeah.
it's gonna get conked.
Gotcha. All right. Ending Alma's turn and Bodan's turn, that brings us to the rock. This massive bird, essentially, is kind of like swooping down from the side, and as it does, it tucks its wings and then just dives straight down 120 feet. Or so. Swoops down. Then it's going to make one attack against the ship's hull. It's going to make 2 attacks against the ship's hull. One with its beak and one with its massive talons.
Did it not enter the Diva's space?
It did
On doing
not.
so?
It didn't get within 5 feet because it just dove straight down towards like the edge of the
Okay.
ship. It seems to be attacking the same space that it just attacked.
Okay.
Natural 19 is going to hit for the beak. Natural 18 is going to hit for the talons. So that's going to be... should just roll this all at once. A total of total of 54 points of damage to the ship's hull. Sorry, doing a lot of math.
No,
No
you're
worries. We could try to vamp. I'm just trying to think of what to do. That
Yeah,
isn't out of turn.
Yeah.
No worries. That ends the rock's turn. That's all it can do. You see as it swoops down and landing talons first and just kind of grips the edge of the ship and squeezes and actually catches this guy in that, one of the crew members.
sorry, guy.
And just there's like a spurt of blood and wood splinters as it squeezes with its talons and then comes down with its beak and actually rips up a good portion of this part of the deck on the top. Cholula, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
as the ground beneath you begins to splinter and pull.
21.
21 is absolutely enough. You, as a reaction, I'm not going to like take any of your movement away from you or anything. Actually, are lifted and kind of thrown. Catch yourself just at the top of the steps here, as awful.
Hi.
It smells like printer ink. What's the term for? Just like really concentrated
Oh.
ink smell. This is now an open portion of the deck that is looking down into bunks below.
Okay.
That ends the rock's turn and brings us to the ballistae. Turn. With their movement. Luckily, these things are on a full swivel.
Good.
And make 2 ballista attacks against the rock. Let me very quickly.
I think he goes by Dwayne now.
Damn you, Johnson.
Who is using his feet to tear our ship apart.
Hang on. I accidentally hit Command R instead of Command F.
Uh-oh.
And had to reload my entire giant document.
Oh no. I feel silly that my guy is just in the air right now. I made a silly choice.
It seemed like they would be close.
It seemed like they would be close emotionally.
I was like hatching this wild plan of what I thought I might do with some shit that I have in my inventory, but I don't think it's gonna work out. But someday I will find a use for this item.
Someday.
Okay. Sorry for the delay. Here we are. All right. 2 ballista attacks. First one goes wide and misses from forward. The one from aft hits. Let's
Ew.
purchase. Ooh. 28 points of damage total from a singular ballista strike.
Nice. Those little water breathing mask things that we had were a one-time use thing, weren't they?
I don't remember.
The like veil things.
I didn't write it down
The
as an
bubble
item.
veil? Yeah. Are the bubble veils forever? Oh, you're writing.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I think that was like a
The bubble veils, yeah, they refill when you reach air. They last for like 10 minutes, and then if you go up,
Like Mario 64.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Making a list of items I need to add to my D&D Beyond.
Rad. That is the ballista. It's gonna bring us to the ship, which moves. How far does it move?
It's gripped onto the side of it, so we don't really have to move anything. Right?
Oh yeah, that's true. It is still currently holding on. because I
But
haven't lifted off
it's
yet.
moving, but we don't have to.
Yeah, absolutely. The ship moves as
It
Tordek
do.
calls out to his men, particularly some that I didn't put on the board that are kind of like up in the rigging. He calls out to a number of them to get out of that area, that side of things, because a portion of the deck that has been pulled up does have rigging tied to it still. That ends the ship's turn and brings us back to the top of the round. Cholula.
Cool. I would like to harpoon this bitch. If
Fuck yeah.
possible.
Oh, snap.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no, a harpoon. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Harpoon.
Okay. Just, we'll just try it out. See what happens.
Worth noting, is there a rope connected to this harpoon that you're firing?
Yeah, we got those like basically spears with rope attached.
Yeah. You guys have so much cool shit. You can take down a bird. It's just a bird.
I don't have a lot of physical cool shit, but I
Yeah,
can
you're a caster.
do a lot of
You're
cool
a high
shit.
level caster.
Yeah.
14.
14 just misses. It.
I'm gonna
Sails.
reel it back in, and then
This is like absolutely wild shit that's happening right now. Like that scene from the end of one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies where this just like cannonballs ripping a ship to shreds. It's that, but the cannonballs are a bird. There are just like wood splinters and planks going everywhere. There's this weird feeling of vertigo almost, as like the people screaming on this side of the ship are, in their view, it's like the ship is bending. Like the ship's deck is bending upward and just like tearing and ripping at the sides.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened to the Titanic.
For my bonus action, I'm going to call out the dancing sword
Fuck
and
yeah.
send it over.
Oh, I forget you have that. A sword. Oh man.
Ah, here it is.
You're behind the troll.
Boom. Your dancing sword begins its dance.
Come on, man. Fucking 13.
13 misses. But it does. It can get within 30 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only takes 20 feet to get to the rock.
Yeah. Just me.
I'm just going to call him Mr. Johnson from now on.
Okay.
That sounds so much better. Mr. Johnson's just tearing it up.
Mr. Johnson's sinking the ship. Hell yeah. Does that end Cholula's turn? You staying put?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Silas.
Uh-oh. Cool. I don't really... I'm a get up in the business kind of a guy. Like... I'm a
Hey.
punch real close kind of a person.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but like, you jump on the bird.
I've had a couple ideas rolling around since the round has made its way
Yeah.
to me.
Just remember, step of the wind doubles your jump distance.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump on the back of the bird.
Oh god. What is your movement speed currently?
Currently, it's 45 feet.
What a wicked fedora.
I'm gonna get my freaking fedora.
Yeah. So it takes you about 25 feet to get to right where Cholula is.
Could I do
From
this?
here, you could kind of, you want to make an acrobatics check. You could run along the rail and leap, or if you want to leap from here, you could make an athletics check.
I'll make an athletics check because I'm raged and I add a couple to that, don't I?
Fuck yeah. Well, you get advantage because you're raging.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do athletics.
This isn't life or death. But we're going to use our fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you to jump from this ship, and you got a running start, so you've got a pretty decent jump distance. Do you want to add anything else to your...
Would Step of the Wind make it easier?
Step of the Wind doubles the distance that you can jump.
Right, but would that make it easier? No, yeah, I would. Yeah, I'll Step of the
over this
Wind.
recently. Sorry, microphone. I'm so sorry, everyone at home. I forgot where I was. A long jump from running, which is what you've just done. You can jump a number of feet up to your strength score,
Which is...
which I think is,
18.
yeah, I think is the big number.
Yeah.
Your ability score, yes. Which is 18. So with Step of the Wind,
Yeah.
that doubles to
Yeah, I'll take that key point.
36.
Mm-hmm.
I did math.
Sure did.
Without a calculator. Yeah.
So this athletics roll is not to make it to the bird, because
This is...
you've made it to the bird. This athletics roll
To latch.
is to latch on to the bird. Not an easy feat, as it is flapping wings, tearing shreds of the boat. I'm going to go ahead and let you know this is going to be a DC 20 check
Okay.
to latch onto the bird. Otherwise, you will find yourself in the drink.
It's just a big drink, isn't it? Okay.
And yeah, you have advantage. Natural 18.
18 plus 8, 26.
Bro.
Jeez.
Nice.
Oh no, my things, yes. Silas runs from Tordek.
I get you.
You scared me. I like jumped.
He's got jump
You can
scared.
find that replay if you want.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a clip this week.
Yeah.
Silas runs across the deck and first kind of like does a little hop up onto the railing before doing like a full squat, and then just with the power of your legs propelling you forward, leap past the bird, actually over, up and above the bird, reaching down and grabbing a handful of feathers in both hands. And they don't, this is a big boy, those feathers don't just come out. And you
Damn, that was what I was gonna do, was defeather it this whole time.
Yeah. Look at
Hey,
yourself.
that is an interesting approach to
That is odd.
keeping a rock from being able to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Burn his feathers off. You're atop the bird.
Neato.
That was just your movement.
And bonus, right?
And bonus action to Step of the Wind, yeah.
Yeah. Radical. Would I need to do anything to like just maintain a hold? Could I like prepare to maintain a hold? I guess not. I'm just gonna go for an
yeah.
action first, and then I'll just deal with it later.
Actually, so this is very interesting. This came up recently. I think I saw like a TikTok about it. There are rules to treat a creature as terrain. Basically, we would use your opposed athletics.
I know I can't grab it by the pillars.
Oh no, wait.
I almost did.
Essentially, we would have you make either an athletics or acrobatics check against the creature's acrobatics. And if you succeed, you can then treat that creature as terrain. So you're on it, and you can move about.
Okay, I will
Aboard the
do.
bird.
I will do that.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and make either athletics or acrobatics. I'm going to roll an acrobatics check for Big Bird.
Athletics here.
Funnily enough, he's not very acrobatic.
That's a natural 20.
That'll beat a 7, yeah.
Plus 8. If you just want to play some games.
So, Silas, you are securely fastened to the bird.
I think that'll be my turn.
Okay.
I'll just take that time, just kind of like wrapping my arms around these feathers.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
situated.
And kind of remembering your time on the back of
Fondly.
this very dragon mini, atop Arnox's back. But there's no I almost said bareback. There's no saddle this time.
Yep. It's bareback on Mr. Johnson. You started this.
Silas is bareback on Mr. Johnson. Ending Silas's turn. That brings us to Alma.
That's it. I'm done. That's all I wanted to do in D&D. I'm done with D&D. That's it.
Peaked
guys.
early.
If I understand correctly,
Uh-huh.
a round is happening concurrently.
Simultaneously, yes.
Right. I'm in that event gonna do what I was gonna do. I prick my finger on my reliquary, and as I do so, a
Not everything over.
so many things.
I almost lost my light.
Can I just nudge up to where the hole in the ship is, just to make sure? Yeah.
About 10 feet away.
And I'm gonna cast Disintegrate as a beam of hot white light comes from the point on the star.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
Don't worry, I have a backup plan.
I am Featherfall,
a-
man.
So,
That's a dex save.
yeah. The double-edged sword of Disintegrate is if they succeed, nothing happens.
Yeah,
But if they fail,
everything happens. I'm just gonna hold these and hope.
yeah, and you're absolutely within distance of disintegrate. Dexterity save?
Yeah. Let him fail. Fail.
That's a 12.
That fails! Wait. Oh, wait. Hang on, I need more
Yeah,
dice.
you need more dice.
This is 6.
This has happened to one of your characters before.
Do you want some of mine?
Nah, I got dice, grr.
It looks like
Grr.
this dust of sneezing and choking is going to live to see another day. Every time I'm like,
Well, that was.
The moment that it comes into play, though, is going to be
sweet.
excellent.
Okay.
Giant lung comes at you. Oh,
Good God. If you guys don't know about the disintegrate spell,
I don't know about it.
it is relentless. The reason that they take no damage if they succeed, because if they fail, they take, how many d6 is it?
10.
10d6 plus 40.
Wow. That's the one that, that's one of Xanathar's little eyeball tentacles, right?
Yeah, he has a disintegration
beam.
beholder.
That is 69.
Bareback on Nick Johnson. 69 in the disintegrates. I got 420 points of excited just now.
Nice in the chat.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Oh man, I'm sad that Eric is missing this right now.
Oh, he'll catch the VOD.
Yeah. He's
Sorry
gonna
about
lose
your
it. He's gonna.
machine.
Shit. Let me check something really quickly.
Yeah. Have at it.
Nice. That honestly could have been much worse. How many? Yeah, you got a lot of ones over there. Right?
Yeah.
Take a
I
couple-
was excited at first, but
Take a couple of pictures.
Okay.
I can't
He's
see the chat.
taking
I've got to put my
pictures.
phone to sleep when we play.
Because holy shit. Does that end your turn?
yeah.
Yeah, a large portion of it's. Have you ever seen those like videos of MRIs where they can like, I think it's MRIs or CAT scans, CT scans, where they can like essentially go through the layers of a thing as if it were like something that were being spliced on like a 3D printer.
Yeah, like a banana.
software. Yeah, or a person.
Sure.
A banana person.
It's like that, but in full color, as just layers are disappearing and revealing innards of bird. And you cut through a thick portion of flesh and kind of reveal some hollow bone in the rib cage of this massive feathered creature, and it looks.
Good. Now, Bodan is gonna get on his level.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I have to pull up the spell to get to him.
No worries.
Boom. And he is going to attack with his radiant mace.
Ooh.
Sure. Oh.
Oh
Goodbye,
no.
Bodan's axe.
Oh no!
That's okay.
You broken?
I feel like every Baylor you've made has had some kind of a snap.
Yeah, and this particular file is.
Ah.
It's meant to be much bigger, but I scaled it down for the large.
Oh yeah, you did have like a giant one at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're
We
gonna
need to
call
get
this
some like shelves back there.
close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to attack with his radiant mace. Let me move all of these out. Sorry, Robbie. Okay, so that is roll plus my spell attack modifier, which is 9. Okay. Bitch ass. 10.
10.
I summoned a whole ass celestial, and he's just gonna sit here. Alright,
Doesn't he get a multi-attack?
Pretty wild if he didn't.
oh my god!
Make sure you're looking at the defender.
The celestial makes a number of attacks. Oh, this is just umbrella. The celestial makes a number of attack equal to attacks equal. My brain.
Eat the attacks.
How many attacks does he make?
Eat them.
What is 5 divided by 2?
Round down, so
Round
2.
down.
2. Okay, cool. So he has another try. Do it.
8 plus 9 is 17.
17 hits.
Yo.
Divine Providence.
It's doing it.
That's 1d10.
Divine.
10, 11, 12 plus 5, 17 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
And Silas gets 5 temporary hit points.
How much damage was it? Sorry.
17 radiant.
Rad. Oh, and Silas heals. That's dope.
He gets temporary hit points.
Oh, temporary hits. Okay, that's also good.
That's nice.
Hell
Two
yeah.
opposite reactions to being hit by this diva. Oh.
And as far as I can understand, that'll happen pretty much every time this guy hits something near, like while he's within 10 feet of Silas. So
Does he get opportunity attacks? Also worth noting, temporary hit points don't stack. They would just replace.
as far as I understand, this creature
Its
has,
own initiative.
yeah, he's a guy.
Okay. Rad. Good to know.
That's a guy I brought here.
Yeah, Hockey had attacks of opportunity, and he was just
Yeah.
a replacement back. Yeah.
Ending Alma and Bodan's turns. That brings us to the rock. Mr. Johnson,
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
who takes this just brunt of attacks. Part of it is disintegrated away. It's beat across the beak with a radiant mace, you said?
Yeah. It looks like my reliquary, but a mace.
It wrenches forth the bit of deck that's in its kind of like beak and drops it down into its claws, and it turns and begins to flee.
Oh,
It's going to use its full movement and action to dash and get 240 feet up and away from the boat with Silas in tow.
In tow? I think you mean desperately hanging on.
You did roll successfully to make it terrain, so you don't have to make any athletics checks to hold on. However, it is now 240 feet above the ocean.
Can Bodan make his opportunity attack before
Absolutely.
Is it looking rough? Or will I'll just wait.
that?
he
15?
said it was looking mad.
15? 15 exactly hits.
Yo! Where are all of my 10s? Why can't I ever see them? That is another 17 points of radiant damage.
Nice. Right. It's going to use its full movement, action to dash, and begin flying away with a good portion of the ship in tow with it as well, between its talons. Ending the rock's turn is the ballista. They're going to go ahead and make their attacks. Hope that they don't roll a 1. The first one hits, natural 16.
Whee!
The second one also hits with a 10
Nice.
for a total of 16.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you really curved the math on your side.
A natural 10 for a total of 16. Wow. Good thing you guys didn't get shot by these in all 10.
Yeah. No, I have a feeling any kind of set instrument that is meant to hit walls and armaments is probably not good for flesh.
It'd be bad.
I've seen, is it Braveheart that has a ballista that like spikes like 5 people and pushes them back like 12 feet? Get in the chat if you just put the gif of that scene in the chat.
I know that I have been in a room while that movie was on, but I did fall asleep.
Yeah, that's an easy one to fall asleep to.
Which
It's
one?
A third of your day.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much movie.
I remember waking up after a while and it was
Yeah.
still on.
You gotta change VHSs for that one.
Whoa.
Hang on, I've lost my map. For an additional 52 points of damage from 2 ballista that strike into this creature as it's flying away. That ends the ballista's turn. The ship continues moving forward because it doesn't have brakes. Now I do need to check actually how far it goes, because this is important.
This is all like a turn, though, right?
Yeah. Sailing with the wind, which it is, the ship moves 45 feet forward.
Okay.
Oh no.
Damn you, Pythagoras. I'm just going to add that. I'm going to make my life easy and add 45 to the 240, which is 285. So the ship is now 285 feet away from the bridge. Ending the ship's turn brings us back to the top of the round. Cholula. You watch Silas leap onto a bird. A bunch of shit happens and it flies away with Silas kind of like probably looking over his shoulder at you as it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout at Tordek, Silas is on the bird. We need to go towards it. And then I'm gonna fire my bow again.
We need to go towards.
First, make a persuasion check.
Okay.
We need to go towards it,
Like,
toward
toward
What's
it.
the range on your
I
bow?
gleeked.
Well, at least it wasn't a 1.
Well, at least
Well, this
I
is the
have-
persuasion check.
I have the thing, the good
Reliable
thing.
talent.
Oh, persuasion, yeah.
Yeah. So that's an 18.
I thought it was the attack roll. I was like, well,
Yeah, you call out and Tordek is like, towards the bloody bird? Are you mad? And like as he's saying this, he's turning.
And I say, yes. The distance on the bow, it says 80/320.
Okay, so yeah, past 80 feet, it is still within range, but you'll be making your attack with disadvantage.
Cool. I would like to restore balance
Fuck yeah.
to make it a straight roll.
What does it look like as you restore balance on the ship? Hemorrhaging wood.
In my brain, restoring balance is always just like she exhales and there's just little like gold sparkly swirls that kind of they're not like very dense. It's like spread out, sort of like fireflies almost,
Yeah.
sparkles that seem to swirl and then they lock in place and then kind of you don't realize that they dissipate. It's like they were always supposed to be there.
That's rad. Hell yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense for anything
No, for sure. Yeah.
narratively, but that's what it looks like in my head.
Yeah, no, it looks fucking rad. Hell yeah, go ahead and make your attack. Just a straight roll.
Okay.
I'm going to be thinking about like they were always supposed to be there for a long time.
Sorry.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
26.
26 absolutely will hit a bird.
Fuck yeah.
And one of your allies is within threatening distance.
Oh my
Sneak attack.
god.
Yes. Okay. So that is
The bird might die.
D6
Oh,
plus
I still have a turn.
4d6 for sneak attack plus a d10 fire damage.
Hell yeah. It's been so long since we've done combat, I almost forgot how high level we are at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into that mid-tier.
Okay, hold on. 7 plus 5. 32.
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is still hanging on. But at this point, no need to roll or check. Silas, you can feel from the... there were strong beats of the wings initially as you took off on the back of this creature. And now they're becoming...
Belabored.
They're like a little... Yeah, they're more belabored, out of sync. And it's wavering a bit in its altitude. It's looking very rough. And is just bleeding out of its disintegrated pocket on its chest.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, did that fall into like the bleed out thing from that? Don't you have like if it takes a massive amount of damage?
That's only if it takes more than half of its remaining.
Okay.
Which it didn't at the time, surprisingly.
But this probably leaves a mark.
Oh yeah, this bird is scarred forever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Does that end Cholula's turn?
Yes.
All right, Silas.
Okay.
How are you getting out of this one, buddy?
I guess I
don't know if getting
action,
out
I'm
of it's gonna be a
recall
thing.
the dancing sword, so it's not just
Oh, yeah.
floating out.
For sure.
Or,
Oh, yeah.
You know.
You call it back and it just goes into
Its sheath.
its sheath. You don't touch it the whole time. Just
Yeah.
Like it was always meant to be.
I'm going to raise my fist and then point it, and then Shadow will just make a
Knife
giant
hand?
knife hand, and I'm going to knife hand it, which I will call my bite. I never really saw him as a biting type.
No, yeah, for sure.
But I'm going to
Yeah,
bite.
and as you call the knife to your hand, and still having that bit of disparity between yourself and this whatever this entity is that's lashed itself to you, you call for this smooth blade, but what you get is this jagged, very feral curved blade that almost has teeth of its own.
Curved. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stab the thing I'm holding on to.
Yeah, go for it.
Straight roll.
Biting punch. Yes.
That's 12. I'm going to do it again.
You have advantage because you're using it as terrain. Thought you were about to just do that and be like, that's an asshole.
That's 20, baby. If I throw it and start tapping it in directions, isn't that something? 17.
17 hits for sure.
I hit it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what do you add for
Hard to miss when you're aiming
rage?
at what is
Plus
essentially the
2
ground.
to damage?
Yeah, for your rage.
Okay.
Your rage
Whoa.
bonus.
9 points of damage.
Nice.
Wait. I have my other pluses.
Oh, because are you raging?
13.
Mhm.
What is
13
your
points.
martial die current?
8.
Dang.
It's
Nice.
6 mostly, but it's 8 for my rage, spectral. It's the form of the beast that I've just reskinned his shadow form.
Fun.
Okay. So, it is still hanging on.
Jeez.
Yeah,
But you have more attacks.
I do.
Do it again.
So just kind of bring it back to a hand and reach both hands down and pull out from the bag of holding the great sword that I didn't really get rid of.
Fuck yeah.
Just kind of great swords.
Is
Go
this
down
the
to it.
+1 greatsword from that?
Yeah, it's the
stave?
silvered one.
Hell yeah. So go ahead and roll an attack with advantage. Add your regular bonuses +1.
Okay. Oh boy. 16.
16 hits. And the +1 also gets added to damage.
Okay, so that would have been 17, and then damage is 2d6 plus 6.
Plus 2 from your rage.
Yeah, that's this. Okay, so 2d6 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1. 2d6 plus 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll see. 13.
Still
oh.
wings.
Okay.
But just at this point, it is losing altitude.
Can I flurry of blows this fucking thing?
Absolutely.
Get him.
Apply that real quick, and then, and that's usually just hands, right? That's,
Yeah,
Or
an arm strike.
foots.
Or foots.
Or bite it. That's not arms.
yeah.
I want you to bite.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll damage for that first.
Okay. Two sixes, right? Or roll it, double it. That's right.
Right.
Had a lot of conversations. All of them are in my head. Yes. 18.
Holy
18
shit.
points of damage.
How do you deliver the killing blow to this bird?
Yeah, like use the greatsword. And he's like, God, that's why I hate these things. Like put it back, and then just start pommeling it, just like the other big guy, the big horned fellow.
Yeah,
just start going for like the base of the skull until like I'm like through. Is that a good way to put it?
No, and as you are, it's surprisingly soft skull compared to other skulls you've crushed in this manner.
Yeah,
because it's hollow. And
Bird brain.
I mean, technically all skulls are hollow when you think about it.
Think about
Besides the point.
Every Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Think about it.
And as you are just wailing on it with your fists, there are those like after images of the shadow doing the same with that same kind of like serrated form to it as you just obliterate the head of this bird and then find yourself plummeting.
Cool.
As a monk, though.
Right, but I was gonna see. I've used an action and things. Flurry of blows as well.
I'm pretty sure. So, because you are now in free fall, the moment that you begin falling, you instantly plummet 500 feet. But I'm pretty sure that your slow fall feature as a monk is a reaction, which you haven't used.
For sure, and I also have this ring of feather falling.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But I was gonna see if I can grab the wings. I don't know how wide this creature is.
Glide?
It is gargantuan.
Okay, cool.
So it's like...
Just making sure I didn't know.
Yeah,
if I could just be like, back to the ship, back to the ship.
Yeah, you had to use like 15 feet of your movement to get up to the head from where you were on the
Hell yeah. I've been playing so much God of War. This is like vivid. This is too vivid. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to like while it's kind of like stiff, just try to jump off of it and back. Like,
oh yeah.
Use it to jump off and just back towards, and then I'll just save the feather fall to closer to the water.
Yeah, easy enough. As you are already falling slowly as a monk.
Yeah.
And feather falling to the water at probably about maybe like 30 feet. You just start gently gliding. You all see the bird plummet and splash into the water, and like slowly above, Silas just kind of like dancing on the breeze. That's Silas's turn. That brings us to Alma.
Mm-hmm. So we saw that with our eyes.
Yeah.
How many creatures could a large creature carry? How many medium creatures?
One without having to roll. What?
Okay.
I'd say up to 2 because he's got 2 arms, but he'd have to make an athletics check.
For Holden.
Yeah. So Bodan is gonna dive down, grab me, and then we're just gonna shoot off in the direction we saw Silas fall.
Absolutely.
And he'll be actioning to dash.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it would be his action to grab you.
Could I put the ring of feather falling around the umbrella and just kind of just
100%.
I keep forgetting I have a 10-foot wide umbrella.
We've had Russian Dance Silas and Mary Poppins Silas in one episode.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
He's multifaceted.
Oh, excellent. I could not have dreamed of more.
Don't know why.
So yeah, Alma, you are now on your way out in the arms.
That's about as much as we can get.
Yep. That brings us to the rock, which is dead. The ballista are reloading, but no longer firing because the bird has gone down. The ship turn now. It's moving a little bit slower because it's not moving with the wind directly. But the crew is doing their best to kind of like shift the sails to still be picking up as much as they can, which just brings the movement down about... Oh, no, yeah, it brings it down to about 45 feet. It would have been 60 feet earlier. I misread. But everything was attached, so it didn't matter. So, boat is getting closer. Top of the round, Cholula, if there's anything you want to do. If you want to just hold, that's cool as well. But if you have a thing, go for it.
I was just planning on helping to maybe hold anything that had been tied down that was like flapping because of where the boat broke, just to try to like make the ship go as fast as it can.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say the best way to do that would be to give the help action to the crew.
Okay.
Because they kind of like know this particular ship very well.
Yeah.
And they can kind of direct you and use you as an extra hand.
Okay. Deal.
Hell yeah. That brings us to Silas.
Right before I hit the water, if I just turn the umbrella that's like big now, just sit on it, and it's like a raft. And
I'm going to allow this.
Yeah, I mean, I have big as one of my commands. Like,
Yeah.
it's like big. Just sit on it.
It's wonderful. I love it.
Oba!
Yes. We'll go ahead and drop combat. As shortly thereafter, you were met first by Alma, who's being carried by this large angelic tiefling, which feels very weird to be looking at, with these like stained glass horns.
He's just gonna grab the umbrella handle.
At this point, he is carrying two creatures. Make an athletics check.
Yeah.
Ow.
5. He grabs the umbrella handle and pulls it along. He doesn't like lift you.
Hey! Like pull the front up so the water doesn't get in.
The funniest part about this to me is that Silas can literally run on water.
Yeah. I didn't want to get my clothes wet. They're meant for winter, they absorb.
You're still moving just at half the fly speed.
It's just like skidding along the water.
Actually, what Bodon would probably do is place you in the umbrella as well, because it is about the size of a life raft at this point. And then just still holding on to the little hooked handle would just grab that and kind of like fly you guys along the water. As he does, how long does the spell last?
Up to an hour.
Nice. So unless you dispel it, as Bodon continues to pull you forward,
Yep.
Hang on, let me change the music, sorry.
Which implies that I could
He murders
just,
Silas. No.
It implies that I could just summon him like, oh yeah, we're doing some household chores, but the chandelier's really tall, and so are you. So
Hey, you can be as frivolous as you want with your own spells.
with my 5th level spells.
Is this the young person I've been hearing about?
Why are you saying it like that?
Well, just, somebody
Diva.
meets you in your dreams and gives you a rock. It's kind of strange.
Well, we've actually spoken.
Oh, God!
He's a guy. He's a whole guy.
Right, it's all right. That's about the reaction that I used to get when we would talk.
I'm Silas.
Good to finally see you in person.
It's weird to hear you say that. I've never met you and you've seen me. That's fun.
We've met. I used to deliver you messages from Alma all the time.
Oh, you're the gruff one.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you. You're far more handsome than I thought you were. Just by voice, sorry.
Thank you. Put on some muscle in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't what you looked like before? Like you worked out?
Well, I wasn't this big.
Keep in mind, he's a large creature right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the way that you saw him, like that you normally see him, like in your dreams and things, he's like the size of a normal medium person.
Follow-up question, do we all get big when we die?
Well, I mean, it depends on what path you take.
Okay.
Most people are happy to just go on to their afterlives, but some of us have more business to attend to.
I think I want to get big.
Some of us are already pretty big.
Your forearms don't count.
At about this point, you arrive back at the ship, which thankfully didn't sustain enough damage to sink it.
Yay!
Those pictures that I took earlier, by the way, was the fact that I have written in my notes that if the rock is reduced to less than 150 hit points, it gives up and flies away. And it was at 151 hit points after the disintegrate.
I caused.
And then the ballistas were...
Damn, so there was no
Well,
way
its
I
turn-
was going to be able to...
Its turn was after you and Bodon. So if Bodon hadn't hit it with the mace,
Yeah.
it would have been out of there. with Silas in tow.
I would have just kept beating the hell out of that thing until it went down anywhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have just been on my own adventure. We just start a stream, you and me.
Well, eventually it would probably try to shake you off and drop you on the ocean.
Eventually, if its organs were falling out, it was gonna die.
Its organs weren't falling out. It was just bleeding from the hole in its chest.
Well, my other plan was to crawl down there and start plugging all the holes.
The two of you climb back up onto the ship, onto the Steelheart with ease.
And with that, I will dispel.
Yeah, he gives you again another kind of like knowing bow before. What does it look like when he disapparates?
I was gonna try to like both arms help you guys up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
high five all three of you.
High five.
before
He high
disappears.
fives
Okay.
gently.
He kind of actually awkwardly holds a fist and like just like accepts the high five.
Yeah.
Small.
When I dispel him, he kind of like bursts into like millions of stars that all return to the reliquary.
Fuck yeah.
This is the lantern thing, right?
Yeah.
I need to send you all those.
You just
Did
gave
we
me
make
a a
Google
weird
Drive thing?
idea.
I don't.
For the-
400 photos of lanterns for you.
Thank you. Send them all to the family chat.
It's the one from the Morocco area, the star one.
Oh, right.
So, with that eventful happening out of the way, you see the shipwrights that are part of the crew go to work bringing up lumber from below decks and repairing what they can. It's pretty piecemeal and patchwork for the most part, but they managed to get the exposed cabins covered at the very least, and they just kind of rope off the area instead of wasting the wood for railing until they can make port and make some actual repairs.
Well, Captain, I demand a refund.
No.
That was kind of a joke, but
We signed that waiver before.
yeah, we did.
I will say,
It was a joke.
thank you for your help out there.
Oh, for sure.
Wouldn't have gone that way without you on board, so we appreciate you. Have yourself a drink on me. My tab. Rest of the voyage.
That sounds about right.
I
don't,
high five Cholula and Silas.
I don't like flying.
Yeah! We all do it at the same time.
Freeze frame.
Yeah.
That's very weird, but good.
Flesh against metal as he high fives all of you.
Ouch.
Careful, little pincher. I'm just kidding.
Rums?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a dark rum this time. I don't know if they had any of that.
I'm gonna get back to the helm.
Will do.
Heads up and continues steering the ship. As the sun begins to set in the late evening,
Did
and
anybody get injured?
no, it was only attacking
I'm
the
actually
ship.
feeling better than normal.
Oh, that was the reason I was talking about the pictures. If you hadn't gotten it down past that point where it was going to flee, I also have written that in my notes, the bird is a rock, interested in taking pieces of the Steelheart for use in building its nest somewhere. Mostly focused on the ship, but if it takes a substantial amount of damage from one player, it will drop them from very high up. And you did the most substantial amount of damage. So if you hadn't gotten it to flee in that next attack, it was literally the next in the initiative order and was just going to grab Alma and take her up and then let go.
Might I suggest? Just a little guy.
Oh, I know.
Just a little guy.
So it's a good thing you hit hard. A little behind the scenes for you guys.
There's cameras.
As the sun begins to set and you enter another night on the Steelheart Ferry, now well patched, and luckily your cabin was not one of the ones that had the roof
Ripped out.
removed. Is there anything you guys want to get up to? You can have an extra bit of downtime before bed, and then we will continue on with day 3 of 4 of travel along the sea.
That was the Mistwalkers. I don't know if we said that when I came back.
There's applause from everyone on board. A number, like all of these randos that were on board, some of those were crew, but some of those were just civilians who didn't make it below deck in time. And there are like other people who are like peeking out from the doors that lead down to the cabins. And yeah, there's a round of applause for the Mistwalkers and a couple of hip hips.
Ooh.
2 hips. 2 hips for moving. And then Silas starts to like dance, like kind of goading the others out. Where's that music actually?
And the band
I hope
strikes up again.
Okay, good. The music started. That would have been weird.
Not bad for day 2. You know,
not at all.
2 more to go.
Right. And
Everything will be fine.
you know what they say? A giant bird never strikes the same place twice. So
They do, especially when it's dead as shit.
Ah,
Hey, am I the only one dancing, or is it all?
we're all dancing.
Everybody's joining in, and there's no party quite like a party of a bunch of people who just almost died.
Yeah, funeral tomorrow.
That
For all the ones that have fallen.
One guy.
some people did die. Yeah.
Yeah, some people
one
died,
guy.
but they would have
Hey,
wanted us.
you guys weren't present for the initial attack. There's no telling how many.
Who knows? Yeah,
That's true.
using them for a nest.
If you guys would like to take a head count,
Yeah.
at this point, there's about 45 people on board.
Oh, those are good. Those are good odds.
Those are good numbers aboard this boat. I'm only joking.
Yeah, right, don't let it get down too long. I imagine. Yes. That's why the
It's
no
a
refund.
dangerous place, dangerous mistress the sea.
Like whispering to himself.
Do I get the idea that this ship encounters maybe more danger than most passenger ferries?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
While dancing.
I'd say with advantage. For reasons.
Cool. 26.
26. Yeah, thinking back on what that initial crewmate told you when you were climbing aboard, which was like, yeah, Captain Steelheart has, flights of fancy and will go to, investigate things he doesn't need to investigate. Like, yeah, probably a higher mortality rate on this particular ferry than maybe some others.
Right. All right. Well, that explains the waiver.
Yeah. Doesn't explain the quaver. Ooh. Does anyone want a drink or anything?
Yeah.
The song's kind of out of my tempo now.
As you all drink and make merry. You look like you were about to say something.
I thought I was, and then I decided I didn't have anything.
You party into the night as late as you would like, and eventually retire to your bunk, where thankfully Rain Kellic is still on board.
Nice.
And was not one of the 5 taken by the bird. You all find your rest. You can take a long rest. Get back any key points or anything that you spent.
Before we go to sleep, while Rain is up and present, Rain, Mr. Sir
Kellic.
Kellic.
Mr. Kellic, if you would like, or just Rain. It's fine.
Rain, I'm sure you've been in pretty close contact with some of the people in Dark Pine.
I've had, a few paper birds back and forth. I hear they're outlawing those.
They're outlawing them?
In certain holds. I know children outlawed them long ago, but apparently Waterdeep is considering it. Apparently a lot of messages are being followed and putting people in danger. It's a bit of a hazard.
Oh, okay. Well,
These times.
okay. That reasoning is fair. Have you heard of anything strange going on there? Any new organizations coming into popularity, or I don't know, magic that hasn't been encountered before?
Nothing like that that I'm aware of. I haven't heard much in the way of my letters back and forth with Lord Dane. But I have heard rumors from other travelers that there's talk about town in the Dark Pines, that perhaps Lord Dane is not a legitimate ruler, and, just a bit of hot gossip there. But other than that, hot goss, as we call it in the West. But other than that, no new factions or anything of that nature outside of the regular ones.
Okay. And I would know that's not the kind of information I'm looking for.
I would say so, yeah. It's nothing like a city that stays warm in the Arctic cold of the north.
Right.
I'd best be turning in. It was quite an eventful day. You handled yourselves well. I was watching from the hallway.
We do our best.
I do it often. Almost too often, I'd say.
Well,
Rum is dehydrating. Very dehydrating.
I'd thank the gods for your presence, but I'd rather thank you since you're here. So, thank you very
Well,
much.
yeah.
You will.
Well, thank you.
He pulls his curtain.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep too.
Yeah, you can all get your benefits of a long rest, get some sleep, and awaken in the morning feeling surprisingly refreshed and rested. Could I have someone else for day 3 of 4 of travel? Roll a d20.
I'll do it.
Taylor!
A 2. Didn't we do that?
A 2. Go ahead and roll a d6.
Why? Tell me what's on the table. A 2.
Every day.
Didn't we just do that? Yeah. Did we just do a 2 and a 2?
That was on a d8. I'm updating.
Roll a d4 and see what happens.
That every time I have these like random encounter tables, I'm like, they're just gonna roll. So they're gonna roll high, and we're not gonna have any of these encounters that I've planned. And then every time we get through like all of them, it's wild. The next day, winds are strong, and the sails have been fortified. You see that some more patchwork has been done. Some actual like pitch and tar has been put in place to kind of seal the patches that have already been done from where the bit of deck was ripped up. And aside from the dark stain in that area, things are starting to look as they were. Excuse me. Callan must be on board.
Is there anybody on board that traveled with us from Chilrun?
No.
There was.
You only...
About 5.
Oh, no. No. I think Callan let you know that they were planning to kind of stay put in Dampier for a second and recover from traveling through wilds before hopping on a potentially dangerous ferry. So,
Good call.
Yeah.
on this on this third day of travel, you have some more downtime. If there's anything that anybody wants to work on,
Yeah,
You're
I'm
more
gonna
than
work on my leather working. Just kind of.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to confront my shadow.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, the girls are fighting.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm. That's a natural 19.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly becoming very practiced.
Ooh, skilling.
Skilling.
17 exactly.
Yo.
Dang.
And I rolled it with the lighter dice. I usually roll all my shadow stuff with the shadow one.
Hell yeah. How many do you have left on that now?
18 and 19.
18 and 19.
Dang.
Damn.
Yeah, it's going to get rough. I have no pluses.
Unless you get a natural 20 and then you knock them
Yeah,
out.
that would be
Yeah.
incredible.
It could happen.
So, Cholula, you are making some progress, and I'll say, having gone through one of the rolls of leather that you procured, you've put together a pretty decent little pouch. This third day, after having kind of hemmed in the drawstring, you cut the pieces for like a sort of like flat bottom for it to rest easily, as this leather isn't like super soft. It's not like super high quality stuff. It's a little stiff but functional, and the more that you work it, the more that you can kind of soften it and kind of loosen it up a little bit. And you sew the bottom onto the pattern and have a nice little leather pouch that you've created yourself.
I put the finger trap in it.
Fuck yeah. Alma, you up to anything in particular?
I'm gonna. I believe we have a map of Windfell.
I think so.
You do.
I'm gonna be sitting with that
And I'm trying to determine anywhere that I have heard like a strange story or power struggle or like odd occurrence. And I'm gonna start marking where I believe there could be shards.
Okay. Make a history check. I'll say with advantage because you're looking over the map.
I'm gonna use the chonks.
Oh,
Ayo, 17
17. Nice.
on the Alma dice.
The first obvious point is children. Secondly, and probably less obvious at first, but after thinking about it and really kind of putting some pieces together, you put a decently sized circle around most of Galen's Folly.
Could you remind me where that exists on the map?
Yeah, so there's this little tiny grouping of houses here amongst these hills, and you kind of circle that entire portion, recalling the
That the Silver Stake had recently taken over there?
well, the Silver Stake had recently taken over, and also just recalling the history of the land in that area
Oh,
of the Hillock Sea. At some point, there was some sort of occurrence akin to something that would happen, more regularly, probably in Mistinor, at least until recently, where the land began to behave like the surface of the ocean for a while, and did so for a long time until it essentially just like re-solidified. And those hills were previously plains, and are just like these odd, like wave-shaped hills, and there are like buildings on them that are like slanted, and some that were like torn apart. It's a very strange. It's one of the stranger bits of lore that's still not fully understood within Windfell,
Okay.
and that strikes you as something that might warrant investigation. But without any history books to aid you, or like solid accounts of things, you're pretty much between that and Chilrun at this point in time.
Do I have any reason to believe that the Black Rain in Waterdeep may have one?
I would say you probably mark Waterdeep in general, just because it is the largest city in Windfell, and there are a lot of happenings there and a lot of goings on. That the likelihood of a shard making its way, at least passing through at some point, seems pretty likely.
Okay.
You even had your encounter with the Stone of Galore, which thinking about it, that to be a little stone, petrified aboleth. So probably not a fragment of a god or anything of that nature. But there's a lot of weird shit in Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I hang out doing.
Hell yeah. You guys go about your day, doing your various tasks. Oh, Silas, what does it look like when you confront your shadow?
Is it a sunny day?
It is.
Yeah, I just sit under my umbrella and just try to localize the shadow underneath me, and just thank you for your help, but you got to do what I decide seems to be more for us, and what you decide doesn't really gel with what we're doing most of the time.
As you say this, the almost perfectly circular shadow beneath you from the umbrella takes on that kind of fanged point, as these little teeth shapes just kind of jut out from it around you, which you take as kind of well, what about that time? That was for us.
See, and I like the little modifications, but they can't really go past. If I say we need to go this way, you can't go the other way. We can just go that way in another manner, right? Is that copacetic?
The teeth retract.
Right. So I love the modifications. Just need to not modify the whole idea. A dagger with some jags on it, sure. No dagger at all. Not good. So it feels like I'm talking to the ground or the wall, and I just walk away.
As you do, a couple of crewmates are giving you some side eye, But then like nod in deference of like, yeah, well, I mean, this guy rode a fucking bird, so it must be the good kind of crazy at least.
This guy rode a bird.
The sun once again sets.
I rode a bird once. Broke it.
Sat right on its head.
2 birds. 1 me.
Are you guys chilling above deck in the evening, having drinks, listening to music and whatnot?
Probably.
Yeah.
They're free drinks.
Yeah.
Very true. Cholula,
Yeah.
with your passive perception, you notice a kind of coming into view in the distance. A small shape. You don't really notice it until it's within about maybe 100 feet of the ship from like the dim light that's being given off. But you notice this darkened shape of a smaller ship. It's got tattered sails that are torn and mostly degraded. And the wood of the ship itself is dark gray, almost black, with discoloration and swarms of barnacles near the water's surface. Make a perception check.
Okay. 21.
21. Something else catches your eye. You see movement through some of the portholes that in the area where, if you were to akin it to this ship, would be the captain's quarters. Like several shadows moving within.
And the captain's quarters?
Mm-hmm. Of the other ship.
Oh, okay.
Just slowly drifting by. No one around you seems to take notice. Everybody's like dancing or drinking. You just kind of like stepped off to look at the stars for a second, and then you notice this ship. It's just like passing by, maybe 60 feet out.
Hey, y'all. I'm gonna try to get their attention.
What's up?
Are you seeing this?
Looking out, each of you see the ship as described, just lazily drifting past. No shadows, though.
A ship?
Does there seem to be any, like,
Our sails down?
flag or indication? Yeah.
It's passing us. Yeah, our sails down or...
The sails are mostly degraded. They look like they were unfurled, but they are barely existent at this point.
Probably just adrift.
There's someone in there, though.
Is there?
Yeah, I don't
Make a
see
perception check.
anyone. Or do I?
While they're doing that, can I see if can I look up and see if Tordek has noticed that this is over here?
Yeah.
I got a 1.
Team dummy!
Yeah, no. I mean, you guys can both clearly see the whole ship, and there's no movement.
I'm not in
I
my
would guess
cups either.
everybody's asleep by now.
Yeah.
Tordek seems no role required. You can see him kind of like still steering and kind of glancing off in that direction and like raising a steel brow.
I'm gonna try to like motion to see if he sees me seeing this, like do something about it or what.
He kind of like motions at you.
I'm gonna run up there. It
You're
looks
thinking
like
you should investigate.
it looks like there's people inside. There's shadows in the captain's quarters, multiple, but I don't know if it's,
Would you
people or if it's like something maybe we shouldn't touch it.
I don't know. Flown against the wind. Hard that. Would you like to have a look?
I don't know. I mean, do you think we should stop the whole boat moving so that we can look at this other boat? People might need help, I guess.
I'm willing if you were.
I'm gonna look back down the stairs at both of them, like,
Yeah, we're just sipping, like, coconut drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Innocence. Babes.
Well, I mean, we're not bringing them onto the ship.
You do you. Let's just go back to looking at the ship.
I'm open to whatever.
I'll act at your discretion, miss.
I guess maybe we just let this one go.
All right. Fine by me.
Kind of like eyes it again. Make one more perception check, Cholula.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty
always
20.
will be.
What?
It always will be.
Just as the ship is passing out of view, you swear in the back window of the captain's quarters that you just see a pale face looking out at you before the whole ship passes out of your dark vision's range.
Like a face. Like a mask?
Make an insight check.
$13.
The face was sunken and pale. The eyes were dark. And you swear if it hadn't disappeared into the darkness of the night, there was a faint glow around it. And then it's gone.
And neither of you saw that.
So what?
The face, like pale, glowy, but
They've got little umbrellas in
I
the
have
drinks.
little umbrellas. No, I do my best not to notice any weird, spooky, pale, sunken faces.
can I try to grab the ink and parchment and see if I can like do a drawing of what it looked like?
Yeah, make a performance check.
Jeez.
This can be dexterity based if you'd like.
Everything all right?
9.
9. Cholula does a very rough sketch of what kind of looks like maybe a skull or
It was like that, but like in a window.
You could have this. What? We passed it. I mean, unless you want to really go back, we can do it. I'm sorry. I just was thinking about the 5 we lost to a bird. You saw a skull? Yeah, that seems good.
Does
It
Cholula
wasn't
seem
a skull. It was a face.
upset by us not going?
that's a question.
Like,
for
is
Cholula.
it like I wanted to go see what the weird thing is, or I am distressed that we aren't checking on people? For
It's not like I'm worried that someone is in danger on the ship. It's more like it seems
to have an
creepy.
adventure.
It seems creepy and weird, and like they're going somewhere to do something, and they were looking at me with their no eyes. That's weird.
I think we could still make it over there if we tried.
We've
Don't look
already
at-
passed it. It's I feel like the odd one out. We can just pretend we never saw it and keep going. And we'll just
Not think about it ever again.
not think about it ever again.
It seems like you're gonna wonder about it every time you see a ship
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
I don't know.
Do you want to go look?
Specific type
Do you
of
want to
shit.
go look?
Does it seem like the kind of threat that, like, if it got off the ship, like, the whole world would change? Or was it a lure? Is it weird that only you saw it? Right? I mean,
Well, I'm very good at looking for things.
I can see
I'm not
so
super
much.
good. I have been drinking a couple of coconut drinks.
I
Yeah.
saw it.
And, kind of stepping up from like
Came up
a
so silent.
from like a shadowy back portion of the ship, probably just out from below deck. You see a human man, older in years, who's got an eye patch over one eye and some scarring kind of peeking out from beneath. Scraggly beard that goes down like a good portion past his chest. Looks to be one of the crew members.
He saw it. He's only got one eye.
Ain't the first time, nee.
Oh, it's not the first
Really?
time. See, it hasn't made landfall and changed the world.
See it sometime in these parts. Never on the Steelheart. But never checked it out. I don't know anything about it. But I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen the faces in the window.
Hold on, just
Faces
to
in
be
the
clear,
window.
it's a
As he says this, he's
pattern.
like backing away.
Wait. And I'm gonna put the umbrella behind his ear. Small.
Just to cover our bases, so it's a ship that's tattered and run down, with spooky, scary faces in the windows
That people have seen before.
that people have seen pass by several times around these parts. It's a ghost ship, and now we have our answer.
It's a ghost ship.
Yay!
Ghost ship.
What does a ghost ship do?
It's a ship that.
I don't know, it just kind of keeps going.
Oh, you've lived in Waterdeep. I'm sure you've had tales of ships that make port and then they're gone and then things of that nature. And they only come in the mists.
Hang on, I'm gonna light a candle, and I'm gonna hold it under Silas's face so he's like lit up all weird. Okay, now keep going.
Oh,
Talk about ghost ships.
His shadow amplifies the experience.
This
right.
is fun.
It's like it
as
coalesces
long as
right
I
where you want it
don't
to.
move and you don't burn my chin, I guess.
I won't burn your chin.
Okay, ships. Bad start. Sometimes ships have, ships that go lost. People come up with stories as to why, It's as old as the port itself, right? It's a ship that you can't explain that you saw, and, this isn't, you really put me on the spot here with the candle and everything.
I don't know what you mean.
The candle.
Okay, that's fine. I put the candle
Go-
out.
Ghost ships are relatively
And
common.
I cast the light cantrip.
It's much brighter.
So bright.
I dim it. I make it orangey.
So-
candle.
This time your shadow fully
Decided
retreats.
That it's a ghost ship and it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, I'm just saying that I've heard other tales of ghost ships.
You're so bright.
I know. I know.
Dispel.
I know.
But yeah, it's that a lot of people have ghost ship.
I
stories.
turned it out.
Okay. I'm still a big purple dot now.
Your eyes.
All right, well, I'm going to bed.
You don't have to be upset about
We
it. It's
can
just
tell
a
ghost stories.
Yeah, I can tell a better
I don't
one.
think we can.
I can. I just don't know one off the top. I didn't expect to define ghost ship. Okay, she's gone.
It's okay. I was haunted for 20 years. I've got plenty.
Yeah, she could tell you things with names in them.
And we tell ghost stories and go to sleep.
All right.
I'm a man with no memories who washed up on a beach. I was on a ghost ship for all intents and purposes.
As you regale each other with perhaps true, perhaps false tales of ghosts from across the lands, and then eventually retire to your bunks for the night. That's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. And we will come back next Saturday with our last day of travel and potentially, the gods willing, arrival in Dark Pines.
Yeah.
See what we roll.
But before we go,
Yeah.
we have a giveaway.
There's some dice rolling of your own. You could
Roll
earn.
that.
You can do.
You can do
You
earn.
can do that. I am gonna pee.
Because we do these giveaways because it garners viewers, but also we want to know that you guys are playing D&D as well. We have a channel in our Discord for it.
Yeah.
We love hearing stories of you guys playing D&D. We also love to hear about every nat 20 that looks like 2 Fs that you roll.
Yeah.
Like, do that biz.
The old
Yeah, if you
Fable
haven't
Fire.
won a set yet, I guess you might not necessarily know that our DM Cameron makes all the dice that we give away. They're
Yeah.
Fable Fire dice, so the 20 side has a big FF on it.
Yeah.
You probably can't see it from there,
That's me.
but know it in your heart.
Put them up in the Discord.
Put them
Yeah.
up in the disky.
The winner
Oh.
of the Fable Fire Dice giveaway is the Blood and Ink set. Ooh, a new name. 1900 Hurricane.
1900 Hurricane!
Congratulations, 1900 Hurricane, and welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. we will.
Sorry to hear about Galveston. I don't.
Oh no. We will get in contact with you through the Twitch Whispers to get your information, which we keep incredibly private and safe, and don't give out to anyone. And we will have those dice sent out at the end of the month. Congratulations! I hope they roll well for you.
Right, that was 1900, right, or 1910.
I have no idea.
It was like a really bad one. 1900 Hurricane!
1900 Hurricane!
1900 Hurricane!
Hey!
A new user one.
Can we shout out the gifted sub and everything?
Oh,
No, let's do that.
Yeah.
I saw it. OG Mafia Mike.
Oh, hell
that was
yeah!
our art giveaway winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and congratulations to Zero Lock Spur. I think I've said that name before
feel like
on
I
your
heard
gifted sub. Shout out to some followers from today.
Oh, snap.
Mick Swindler, thank you for the follow. That's awesome.
Hi, Mick Swindler.
1900 Hurricane, 8
1900
hours ago.
Hurricane!
Thank you so much. And Medics or Metix? I'm going to go with Metix.
Medics.
Thank you guys so much for the follow. We do 2 giveaways every week. Always minis, always dice. And
3 giveaways, really, because we give away this fantastic story told by fantastic storytellers. I am too much.
and thank you so much, OG Mafia Mike, for the gifted sub. That's super rad.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was fun. Join us next week as we continue the trek across Windfell back towards Waterdeep. I am excited to see what things we encounter along the way and where it leads. But until then, stay safe out there, adventurers.
Let's mix all of them together.
Oh, that's so nice. OG Mafia Mike says, I came back for the story, though the art was great too.
Oh.
Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, that's fucking Italian.